Hello, everybody. We're in mid-conversation here. This is not a Clue podcast. We're actually a few minutes early for once.
Let's go.
Well, my name is Brad.
I'm not. That's Keith. Let's go.
Intern Kenneth. All right. I'm going to do the quick whoring here.
Hurry up, bitch.
Spreaker.com/show/Not a Clue podcast. Find us on Facebook. Facebook.com/
That's not what whoring.
Not a Clue podcast. At Twitter at Not a Clue Pod. Instagram at Not a Clue podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. First name of the channel, Not a Clue, all one word. Second is podcast. Hello, everybody. We are early. We actually have intern Kenneth here today.
Yeah, I made it.
I know. He's here.
The intern didn't have life situations.
I know. We
required intern
non-intern duties.
I'm not getting paid for this.
Yes, you are. You get paid in love.
Aww.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't say it was from me.
Aww.
It's still love, though.
It's more love than I get at home.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in here on our normal Mondays. Just a few minutes earlier than normal, that's all. So there's a lot of sports stuff that went on. So
Sports.
So are we gonna? Do you want to start? I'm actually gonna put it up to the floor here.
Oh shit! I don't give a fuck. Just start.
Are we okay? Do you want me to go with what I have written, or do you want me to go out of order and start with what we were talking about just before we went on the air?
I don't care. Just start.
All right, let's go with NBA playoffs then.
It won't matter.
Let's go with that. Yeah, we're gonna circle.
We won't be on it. Something's gonna lead to something else. It's gonna lead to
Wait,
something
topics?
else.
We have topics?
We have a loose butthole. I'm just going back to last week during our technical difficulty with the licking hobos' buttholes and stuff.
Shit, that reminds me. I gotta pay the internet bill.
We know what he watches. Don't check his browser history.
That's not my computer. I use Aaron's.
That's our man.
Sounds about right.
My browser history. Clear Aaron's browser history.
Listen, when I die, one of you fuckers better break in and steal my computer.
No, I want people to look at mine and go,
No.
what the fuck did
No,
you
no, we gotta save CD.
Break in and steal my computer. Put that bitch in the microwave. 6 hours.
We'll just take it on a long drive to South Carolina, throw it in the ocean.
No. I need
No, it's gotta be destroyed before it gets out of the state.
I need to destroy fucking stuff to this house. I need you to microwave it, then put a screwdriver through it, and then incinerate it.
And then flush it.
And then
In pieces.
don't look in the box under the bed. Just take it and
go. Take it and go.
Don't look back.
So here's a question for everybody.
Let's go to 7.
No. I was gonna say, if you passed away, would you want everybody to clear your browser history?
No, don't look at it. Just don't.
Or what CD wants, just destroy it.
I don't even know what my fucking computer is.
I was gonna say you haven't used it in quite a while for the show.
So we got breaking.
That's
Okay, computer.
Oh God.
That's how dirty I get with it. I forgot where I put it when I was done. That's how bad it
It's
was.
stuck to something. He doesn't even know where it
It
is.
was that bad. I was so ashamed I hid the computer for myself.
He couldn't even recall where he was. He wandered for 3 days. 3 days.
All right, 3 weeks ago when we didn't have a show, that's what happened. I'm there. It's out there. It's out there.
Shit. All right. Well, now that the cat's out of the bag,
Let's put it back in.
meow. Let's go NBA playoffs to start out with, making a civil conversation before we get into other.
We got a
things.
very own NBA player. Sean Steve right now.
Oh, Buddy CD is here.
I don't know how they did the studio with the headphones on.
No one on.
Oh, is this Sway in the morning? What the fuck are we doing?
Gay, man.
Wow. All right. I mean, hello everybody and welcome.
Who wants to go skiing?
Whoa, that's what I figured you were talking about.
All right.
Whoa.
We didn't get a Chappelle in last week. We're gonna full one. We had to get at least one full one in today.
And we have to do a urinal kick reference later too.
Peanut butter and crack sandwich?
Get down, Bella.
So not to start the show off in a homer manner.
The show's mascot.
I'm gonna
Talking about the Celtics?
I'm gonna homer the hell out of this. But how impressive was Game 1 for the Celtics?
I didn't see it.
But I worked a midnight shift. I knew it was on at 1. I woke up, set my alarm for 12:45 because tip-off was 1:05. And I'm like, all right,
I saw parts
I'm
of
gonna
it.
watch this. Fell asleep.
I
woke up, close game. All right, I'm still watching it. Halftime, out. Wake up, with 38 seconds left in the game, they're up by 20. I'm like, what the fuck happened in the second half?
What I missed?
So I caught the highlights, and I was like, wow, Al Horford and those guys, like, D'd up like crazy.
I saw parts of it, but it was family stuff, taking care of family stuff.
The whole work schedule, it makes me so exhausted at the end of it. So Sunday morning, I'm like, all right, no sleep. I'm gonna try to, barely get any sleep here. Nope.
I forgot what the hell I did.
But with them winning by 22, is that pretty impressive though over the Bucks, especially since you and I, in our oddly shortened show last week, said it was going 5 games 6 at most.
I still say going 5 games 6 at most.
Oh, so you think that you think that was a wake up call then?
I don't think they'll shoot as well as they shot in Milwaukee, and you're not gonna stop Giannis that.
22 points. That's all they had.
And that's a shame.
And most of that was second half.
That's a shame when that's stopping them. 22 is still not a bad game.
Well,
average 22 for your career, you're a borderline Hall of Famer.
Yeah. But so we didn't. We haven't Did we shortchange? You weren't here last week to hear that part of it. Do you think we shortchanged the Celtics by saying 5-6 absolute tops?
Nope.
And I'm a Celtics fan.
I mean,
like I said, I don't know what. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
I don't know if the 22 is a 22. Or was it 12 with 3 minutes to go, and they started shooting threes and it ballooned up to 22?
He got a few baskets late when they were down a lot.
The win.
Deficit.
3 minutes to go, was it 10, 11 points?
Oh, no. It was with my finger. Oh, Lord. When they were up by 20 with a few minutes left in the game, so it stayed at roughly that range.
And
Antetokounmpo got a couple of baskets late. I got it. He got a couple baskets late to inflate him to that total. So technically, in the realm of things, he got like 18 points in the real Celtics super trying.
I don't think he shortchanged it though, because the energy, it's tough to keep it up, and they still won now. I don't think.
Him and I agreed last week that the Celtics would win one at least at home. So if they do that, this is a minimum 6-game series now.
But again, still, I mean, the max you can go is 7. So
I said it was going 6 anyway.
So I mean, it's not like shortchanging anybody by saying 6 games max. That's still 2 wins. A 7-game or maybe a 7-game series.
But even me as a diehard Celtic fan, I sat here last week in a really terrible show, and I said, and I even said that I didn't foresee the Celtics competing much. But yeah, game 1, I
don't think they match up well. I think team defense might have been
their defense is the thing that's going to hold them into games, regardless. Because they can shoot shitty and they can still hold teams. If they shoot shitty and still hold the Bucks to what they did, they still can win.
No, they're not going to shoot as well. Their offense can
the first team to take worse shots when your offense is scoring points.
Yeah, if they're shooting horrible, then Eric Bledsoe might not come down and take a pull-up 3. He might
better shot selection is made.
If they know if you're coming down, if you hit 7 out of 12 shots and a 3-point lead bloomed up to 15 in 8 possessions, that means instead of Giannis coming down and posting up, he might go ISO ball, or instead of them playing the way they played all season. It might become hero ball.
It comes with some inexperience too for people.
Well, I don't think they're going. If they shoot as well as they did, it's possible. I don't think they're.
Well, they shot here. I brought the stats up while you were talking there. Oh, I got Bella. She's fine. They shot 54% for the game. They were 47-87. That's really good. And they were 41.9% from 3.
I don't think they'll shoot that well again.
I don't think they will either. But let's say they shoot 31 threes again, but instead of making 13, they make 6. I'm giving up.
They're going to get beat by double digits. Stop putting my hand in the mouth.
I'm trying to get the toy. So that's 7. So 7 3-pointers is 21, and that means it would only been a 1-point game technically.
No,
because the Bucks probably could have scored because the flow of the game would have been different. Yeah, no, I get it.
But what I hear what you're saying, but if they don't shoot at least 40% from 3, at 45% from 2,
but one difference that could happen if they're not if they play the way that they played, and let's just say they change it a little bit because of the threes not going down. They only shot 8 free throws total in the game.
Milwaukee doesn't foul a lot.
Yeah, but let's just say they start driving to the hoop and then they get more fouls. That could at least wash a little bit of it.
Again, though, it's still a different play style.
No. And like I said, it changes. Oh yeah, and when you're making them at a 42% clip.
I played on basketball teams where with this one guy who will not be named, but if the other team shot a 3 and made it, he's going to come down and shoot a 3 because they shot a 3. Even though it's not the best shot choice in the world.
Does this person share a last name?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay. I was curious. What's going on, person who shares the same last name? If you're listening,
he knows who he is because he's been in those type of games. We can be blowing a team out the water, but sometimes when somebody on the other team just hits a shot that you're like, I can do that, and then you come down and do it yourself, and you can put yourself in some stupid situation doing that.
The only thing that would make that better is if he comes down singing, "Anything you can do, I can do better," and he just launches it.
He misses.
That would just be great.
He does a lot. When he launches those,
I've seen him play.
He misses.
I've seen him play.
When he actually plays basketball, he's good.
When he's in the scope of the game, not
he's playing. He respects everybody on his team.
Never mind. I should go play ball with him. I can't. My ankle.
Yeah, but when your ankle's hurt, you can't, man.
It's a small grapefruit right now.
A small grapefruit.
Put you on.
Nice. Holy crap.
For you ladies, that's a reference to the size of my balls. As well as his ankle.
The size of a small grapefruit?
Yeah.
What do you got, elephantitis?
My God, apple nuts. What the frig?
I dropped a bowling ball on.
Okay. Okay. Off of that topic.
Please.
Back onto the Celtics and Bucks. Just to show how the Celtics were up so much, they actually played everybody that dressed. Everybody got at least a minute played. When Brad Wanamaker is playing 2 minutes and puts up a shot. So if anybody who knows who that is, good on you. Because he plays probably that many minutes a game on average. Because when certain people were hurt, he played a little bit. But that's about it.
I barely know any of the starters. You think I'm going to know Brad Wanamaker?
Aaron Baines, who's coming off of an injury, played for 8 minutes. So they didn't have to worry about him. Literally.
You know what? I guarantee Giannis dunks on Al Horford next game.
Oh, I guarantee you do.
And it's not even going to be a sneak dunk. It's going to be hard and ferocious.
He's basically going to say, "You can't stop me," and badoosh.
No, he's going to be like, "Oh, you block him? Okay. Yeah, take this." Because he's going to have the ball up like that, and it's going to hit. It's going to scrape the scoreboard by accident.
This isn't the Garden.
It don't matter. The fucking guy can scratch my nuts from where he's at right now.
Are we going back to his comment now about the?
No, I got regular nuts. My nuts are regular. I have your regular. I don't know about him.
Here, you guys keep talking about that for a quick second. I'm posting something.
Nuts?
No, the fucking game.
I think it was an aberration. I still don't see it going more than 6. As you like to call it, it's going to be a gentleman sweep. I wouldn't be surprised with that.
No, a gentleman sweep is
they get 1 game.
Oh, Lord.
Which I hate that stupid ass statement.
That one? Yeah. No, it's when you win one at home. You have to win one at home. That's what the gentleman sweep is.
It's your house. I need to give you that.
So stupid. I want to punch whoever in the face, whoever came in with that.
I like saying it though.
I know. It's stupid.
I was gonna say, a sweep is a sweep is a sweep is a sweep. There ain't nothing.
And once you win,
it's not a sweep.
Once you lose a game and you didn't sweep them, I'll go.
Yeah, no. That's
if they lose, if they win all 3 at home, is it a sort of gentleman sweep?
It's a, you know what? We respect your house.
A home game sweep.
We respect your house.
It's I'm gonna call Dorothy Mantooth in the morning.
I don't get that reference.
It's an Anchorman reference.
I only watch good movies.
Anchorman is a good movie.
Like Medea. Boo 3.
Black people.
Speaking
My
of
favorite movie doesn't have any black people in it.
Soul Plane, no respectable black person was in Soul Plane.
Hey, Snoop Dogg was in Soul Plane.
Again, no respect.
Kevin Hart was. Biggest comedian in the world.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
No, he wasn't.
I'm just saying.
Tom Arnold was in Soul Plane. That shows you how good.
That's the blackest person in that movie.
No, my favorite movie of all time is The Usual Suspects.
That's a great movie.
No
Yeah, there's just a couple extras that are black. That's about it.
And that was actually.
Speaking, this is a terrible segue. You see John Singleton?
Yes.
He's not dead. He's actually he was declared brain dead.
Ooh.
So he's basically dead, but he's not dead.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, just.
I'm not one of these people that care. Like, not that I don't care, but like when Michael Jackson died, people were crying.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I just want.
music impacted my life. That's not it. The person himself, I could care less.
Yeah, he didn't touch me, so I don't care.
Did he leave me money?
You never know.
You could be named in a suit. You never know.
You did something about that weekend.
You may have blocked. You may have blocked it out.
Psychologically?
Yeah.
Psychoanalytically.
Which is why maybe that's why you don't like merry-go-rounds and monkeys.
Maybe.
Anti-disenfranchisement.
I'm sorry, what?
No, I forget.
Yeah, sure. But
Disenfranchised.
But I know we're off topic. ADD podcast, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a podcast. What was your favorite movie by him?
By who?
John Singleton.
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood, Higher Learning, Poetic Justice. Something like those are like three of them. Mine's Higher Learning. I love that fucking movie.
Because it had white people in it.
No, that movie. Oh no, I fucking love that movie. I love that movie. It's great.
The movie was too dark. I couldn't see him.
Wow.
Boys in the Hood. Right guy! Either they don't know, they don't shout.
Every time that I hear that, I go to the Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking a juice in the hood. And am I still the only one that says the entire part instead of Don't Be a Menace to South Central?
Yeah, I don't need to say Don't Be a Menace.
Well, if you actually look at it on the TV now, it stops it after that.
I don't think I've ever referenced that movie ever.
I love that movie. I fucking love motherfucker.
You and three other black people. That's it.
Hey.
The Wayne brothers.
They don't even like that movie.
Yeah, but that was a precursor to them with other things, so.
To be all their other school movies.
Oh, it was coming no matter what. They were Medea before Medea was Medea. Message!
Massage!
What? I don't.
Let's go.
All right, we're going to keep going. We'll keep going. We'll keep going, okay.
I don't know.
What the hell was that?
So, I'm speaking now.
We're going to go to the other game that happened.
She speaks Russian.
So, honestly, was Harden fouled at the end of that?
Oh, wait. What was the question?
Was Harden fouled at the end of that game?
No. It's not a foul.
Okay. Did you?
I did not see it, no.
It was when they started, they're basically the width of this tape, like this far apart. To reference, I'm literally grabbing both ends of the table.
Granted, it's about a 4-foot table.
Yeah, which that's about. But this is about how far apart they really were. They both jumped toward each other before Draymond even comes close to him. Harden's already kicking his feet, going like making it seem like he's getting fouled before any contact happens.
Harden does that with every shot he's ever taken. I think he was an infant practicing that.
Well, the thing is, though, if you actually look at his 3-point contest from 3 years ago or whenever he was in it, he doesn't do that. He's normal jump shooting. So when he says that's how I shoot, you got to give me those calls. That proves it wrong.
No, because that's how he shoots now. You can't go back to 3 years ago. Go back to 3 weeks
No,
ago.
he says that's the way he's always shot. Like his direct quote was.
It's a difference between a 3-point contest and a 3-point shoot.
Yeah, 3-point contest.
Oh, even when you see him in shoot around and practices and stuff.
It's different when you like he shot like that since he was in Arizona State.
Yeah, but he's gotten worse.
He's exaggerated, of course, because the NBA has made it.
He's getting fouls. Yeah.
No, the NBA. It's the NBA. They made it a point of emphasis to make that.
You gotta have landing. So if I make it so that it's
if I can get myself 2 feet,
I'm gonna give myself that 2 feet for that shot. I agree with you 100% with that because they want
that last
safe landing.
That last one wasn't a foul, but he got fouled 3 other times on 3-pointers.
I just hate Harden Nuggets flopping ass.
I love it.
What part do you like?
It's Harden's game.
Oh, the flopping part.
It's not flopping. I don't agree with the word flopping.
It's exploiting.
It's playing by the rules.
It's exploiting the rule. I'll take
He's
both.
not exploiting the rules. He's playing by the rules.
He kind of is. If you think about it, he's basically loopholing it. Is that a way to do it? Is that a better way to put it?
The rule says this, and he goes, all right, so I'm going to do exactly what the rule says. The rule says they have to give me room to land. So if I jump up and out, they still have to give me room to land. It doesn't say I have to jump up. Well, it kind of does.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
But no.
The moment you said that, I was going to stop you.
No one jumps up and down and lands in the exact same
spot. No, but...
You have give us 6 to 12 inches each way.
I was going to say, but that's the thing is... That's why I'm not a fan of this rule. Because the defender, if he stays in his plane of verticality, and technically, like, you can jump and stay in your plane of verticality and be fine.
And by the defensive rule, you can jump forward. That's part of the rule, too. As long as you're not creating contact. You
can't land under him. That's what the main issue is.
And that's the create contact part. That's what I mean by that, too.
No, even if you don't create contact, if you land under him.
That goes to the creating contact.
No, even if they jump out and miss your feet completely, you can't land under them. Yeah. They don't have to touch you. It doesn't have to be contact.
Yeah.
You just can't. They can't jump forward pretty much.
And that's the thing is.
But they got to jump forward.
It's part of the.
It's the Zaza rule.
It's just like freaking
Manu Ginobili.
No, well, it's just like the NFL and how things got made so that you can score more frequently. Like it's to protect the.
I was going to say it's the offensive.
They want the high scoring. They want people to be into it, and they feel like that is a better way to get people drawn to the games. And that's just the way it is.
I think it's a little different.
Because when you hear about a low-scoring affair like people watch one low-scoring football game and like, football sucked this weekend.
Like the Super Bowl.
Because, they scored like twice. Yeah, that's a good football game.
Well, the NBA is a star-driven league. You don't want your stars getting hurt.
And that's the other thing. As
opposed to NFL, which is a low-driven league.
If that was some Joe Blow, what's that guy's name that played for the Celtics?
Wanamaker?
That guy. If he took that same jump shot, had the same thing happening, nobody questioning whether or not it was a foul or not, whatever the ref called is what's sticking.
But the thing is, to be fair, if that guy's taking the shot that late in the game and that important of a thing.
You're talking about the first quarter shot when he got fouled.
Oh, yeah. There was.
The whole rule thing, it was the same way when Jordan played. Because your name's Michael Jordan, you're getting a few extra whistles.
Did you see what Morey, the GM of the Rockets, did today? He did two things today. He went back to all of the Golden State comments, tweets, posts, reporter comments about the calls they didn't get in the series against Cleveland, and then also got in like a personalized ref, like a ref sat in and picked up 89 calls that went against them that should have been called in their favor or were called skewed toward the Warriors in Game 7 alone last year.
89 calls.
89. That's an over-exaggeration. If you said 4 or 5 good enough calls, okay, sure. But 89, that's ticky-tack there.
I was going to say,
that's like
you look at any NBA game, you can have calls that can go either way.
It's just like with the offense, going back to football, it's just like at almost every play there's a hold. Almost every single, yeah, exactly.
The play.
Yeah, it's based on how egregious the penalty is. In both sports. Both sports. Because I didn't think the one on Harden at the end was egregious at all.
That wasn't a foul.
No, that's what I mean. But if they're going to call it that way in the game, they have to call it straight across the board. But that is one thing I have to.
They haven't called that. Like that one is
yeah.
It's the 3 to 4 previous.
That's my point.
That they've been calling all. That's his point too.
Yeah.
They've been calling that all. Yeah. Don't not give it to me now because it's the playoffs
and late in the game. Because there was a
first quarter.
No, I understand, but I was talking about that one because he was pissed about that one.
He was looking to draw the foul.
Oh, he always does. And the last 2-minute report came out earlier that said that Draymond did not foul Harden on that play. He did not. And Chris Paul was fined for confronting and basically making contact with an official.
He said he didn't know that he made contact.
Yeah, well, he went up really hard, and the ref was taking a step in that direction, and he just kind of walked into it.
Incidental.
No. You can honestly see that it wasn't intentional.
I don't know.
He was trying to get up to his ear and yell, and the ref just happened to be grabbing the ball and turning or doing something. He was turning. It just happened to bump him. Which I think that's why he didn't. Which is why he didn't get, because if you really bump him, you're suspended. That's the rule. So the fact he didn't get suspended,
he can still get suspended. Fucking NBA.
Well, no, they said he's just fined for confronting the official.
Yeah, until he says something else, and then suspended.
He won't be suspended in my mind until the tip-off goes, and he's not.
Yeah, and he is still in the street clothes. Yeah. So okay, we actually talked for a little bit there.
Fine, $35,000.
Yeah, usually it's like a $15,000 to $25,000 fine. That's because of the
aggressively confronting and recklessly making contact.
Yep. So is this series going to be the best out of all these series that are going on? If you, on paper, and how that first game went,
I feel like you're gonna hear about that first game in the whole entire series.
That's the way it always goes, though.
I think Toronto, Milwaukee's going to be a really good series.
You mean next round?
Yeah.
I was gonna say you're jumping the gun.
I said this at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. I think the only caveat you said is Philadelphia could spoil one of them.
Yeah, I said only if Embiid's healthy.
Although we'll get to that in a little bit. Do you think this series is going to go 7?
Yep.
Do you want it to go 7?
Nope. I don't care what it goes. I just want good basketball.
And good basketball is good basketball.
Even if it's 5 games, it's good basketball.
Because it could be 5 4-point games.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could end up having a five game series, and the point differential's 10 total.
You could have a 4-game series and have a point differential do
5.
It's going to happen. Like, that's good basketball.
So, anybody listening now or later on, do you prefer games that they're always that close like that, or do you like just to see a team just roll over and like this point differential matter in the end?
I would rather watch any other series than that one, because those teams are always on TV, and I hate that bullshit.
Nope. John Singleton is dead.
So he's now dead?
Family confirms.
Okay, because he was being pulled off of life support earlier.
Yeah, John Singleton, the Oscar-nominated director of Boys in the Hood, died due to complications from a stroke. His family has confirmed. He was 51.
Yeah, I watched.
Rest in peace.
I watched a thing earlier about it was when Poetic Justice was being filmed, and him and Tupac were doing sprints in and out of traffic in New York City. It's like, oh,
good movie.
All right. I just was like, I'm just looking at this, and the 3 main people in that are now all dead. Because there was some guy who was an actor.
That's not dead.
You can't prove he is.
I'm going to see the body? No. And a funeral? No. Tupac ain't dead.
He in Cuba. Him in Cuba, Gooding Jr.
I was going to say he's in Cuba Gooding Jr.'s band.
Yeah, him.
So here's a question. What's the over-under on how many technical fouls are going to be called for the rest of that series?
7.
I have it set at 8.5.
Oh, that's Vegas? I don't know. Was there many technical fouls?
Well, 2 obviously by Chris Paul. There was one other one. I can't remember who the hell had it. So it's 3 in that 1 game. So if it goes 6 more games, you're only expecting basically 1 per game?
If that many. Most games don't end up, you don't get technicals in most games.
If you also got to look at who's playing.
Yeah, it's not like he didn't have 80 technicals. He only had 16, like the highest for a season was 21 or something like that.
No, but the thing is though, this is the time of year where the energy gets and the aggressiveness gets ratcheted up a little bit. This is where you have Draymond.
We got the best referees, quote unquote.
Yeah,
so they let a little bit more go.
Yes, but how many technical fouls have been called on people? Like, look at Draymond. Just look at the finals. That one year, he made it all the way up to the limit where you get suspended.
Yeah, most people are smart enough to not get themselves in trouble.
But you're also looking at guys.
It depends on how the series goes. If we're struggling, yeah, I see more technicals happening. Like if, say, Golden State goes, wins the next one, wins in Houston, I can see Houston picking up a few more within the next couple of games because they're getting frustrated.
They're going to try to.
But honestly, it doesn't usually go that way.
I still say 7.
I mean, it really doesn't go that way most of the time.
You might get a couple double texts here and there, but you don't see a bunch of texts being picked up.
Just by the way that, the way that the season went.
Pick up the text are the people that need to be in the game, so they ain't going to pick up the text.
But Kevin Durant has no problem picking up a tech. Draymond Green has no problem picking up a tech.
He's got 2 texts from one.
Both coaches don't care about getting a tech because that
but
counts.
You said, it sounds like he wants to change our answer.
What, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm.
You keep feeding us, and we keep saying the same thing.
No, I'm going I'm just trying the opposite direction. Okay.
I'd be surprised if Draymond might get a couple texts through the rest of the series. I don't see like anybody else getting too many texts. I think in a series like this, they know every point counts.
Unless what he said.
Like Chris Paul got his last text at the end of the game.
Yeah.
That doesn't even really count. It counts, but
I mean, they still technically had a chance still to win that game, but it was very slim. It was a couple percent.
Listen, it was about the chance of
I think
keep having elephantitis.
Well, apparently that's true.
No,
so
he doesn't have it. He has big ball syndrome.
Oh,
Yes.
he's got big ball syndrome. That's what it is.
PBS.
Big Black Sox.
Yes. Black Sox down.
Wow. All right.
Is it cold in here or is it me?
I'm all right.
I'm freezing.
You're as cold as ice.
Willing to sacrifice my love? Oh, that's right. Sorry, that's right.
Oh, shit, we'll get cut off.
I'm like, what the hell happened? So, all right, Nuggets versus Blazers, since that's like...
Blazers in 5.
Okay, that was the literal next question. What do you have? My bad.
Nah, Blazers in 6. I got Portland going to the finals, so...
Very badass. What do you have, Keith? Or excuse me, intern Kenneth.
Wait, I want to revise that. It depends on Cantor's shoulder.
He's still listed as questionable.
Yeah, he's going to be quiet. I don't think they ever list him as out. But even if he plays, it depends on how he's playing because he doesn't provide you much defense, but he's an offensive rebounding beast.
He definitely is a rebounding machine.
And he can score.
He's a great
He's got a
offensive
good
player.
mid-range jump shot.
Compared to his defense, he's a great offensive player.
He actually expanded his range.
I don't understand why the Knicks gave up on him.
I was kind of pissed with it, honestly.
But definitely they on it.
Yeah. We're not talking about the Knicks. They got the rest of the season off.
Actually, there's going to be one question about the Knicks at the end of the NBA here.
They took a vacation.
They took a vacation 2 years ago.
I do a big bet on vacation.
They just
I cry every time.
this off season. It depends on if we come back off a vacation or not.
I was going to say, is it a staycation or a vacation?
I'm hoping it's not.
It depends on this off season.
I'm hoping New York can do something.
They got to pick up 2 with the first pick in the draft.
I was going to say, and hit a home run on the pick.
Actually, I don't even want the first pick in the draft. I want the 3rd pick in the draft.
Let the other 2 fall.
I don't want Zion.
Well,
I want number 2 at least.
Well, anyway, we'll talk about that at the end.
Murray State. He's gonna be a superstar.
So you've already said Ja Morant.
Yeah. He's gonna be
So you already said basically Cantor is like is a key.
No,
player.
I still got the Blazers winning.
No, I player wise. I was saying player wise because
it's Dame Lillard.
Well, okay.
They're gonna go as far as he carries them.
Oh, okay.
Like with other teams that like with Houston, you got CP3 or James Harden. With Golden State, you got 13 people to choose from.
You do.
With Milwaukee,
you've got a few.
You're going as far as Giannis carries you. It shows you in game 1 if you go as far as he's going to carry you.
Well, the rest of the team didn't shoot well either, so you can't. It's not really him.
It don't matter. I think they can all shoot well. If he doesn't have a good game, then
Brogdon coming back in game 3 will help them though.
I still think it goes this far. It's
not going to hurt him.
There's key people like. Eric Bledsoe and Brook Lopez have to play better.
Oh yeah.
But if
they shot terribly.
If they play well and Giannis doesn't play well, I don't think they win. And I don't mean he has to score; just has to play well. But like Toronto has Kawhi and Kyle Lowry to some extent. I think it doesn't matter if Dame has a bad series. There's no way Portland wins. Dame is on the cusp of superstardom.
Oh God, yes.
He is right
this
now.
This playoff has shown
He's the third best point guard in the NBA.
He has catapulted himself way ahead of people. And we actually the last 2 years we've talked about this, and we've said that we both have said that he's good, but he needs other players around him. He's showing he doesn't need as much as everyone has thought. What do you think?
I've always respected Dame's game. He's got that. He does. Like, you put him in that situation, and the best of him rises.
He's got perspective.
And
honestly, Russ.
He's a dope rapper.
Russ brought it out of him because Russ antagonized him.
I don't think he did.
Oh, I think
I don't think it mattered to him.
Yeah, but he ratcheted up a couple extra notches for that series.
I don't think so.
Okay, why not?
Because I think you get what you get from Dame, period.
Well, to me, it just seemed like he was more locked in, though.
It's not like because Russell Westbrook's talking to him, he's like, I'm going to try hard.
You do that all the time. When we talk about Russell Wilson, you say Russell Westbrook.
I don't think...
When we talk about Russell Westbrook, you talk about Russell Wilson.
I don't think just because Westbrook started talking, he was like, I'm going to try harder now. Westbrook's talking shit. I gotta play better now.
I don't.
Like, fuck that. I don't care what he says. I'm going to do me. Period. And he did him.
He played out his ass.
Like I said, I got him as the third best point guard in the NBA. I got him as the best point guard in the playoffs right now. Best point guard in the NBA right now. But overall, he's the third best point guard in the NBA. And that depends on what you want to
classify as a point guard.
What you want to count Harden as.
He's listed as a shooting guard, but he plays like a point guard.
Yeah.
Well, you got power forwards now that dribble the ball off the court, so...
Giannis.
That's what I mean.
LeBron. Although he's small forward, but still.
That's what I mean. Like, it's hard to say you're a point guard. The offense runs through you. That's what it is.
So if you want to go pure point guard, he's the second best point guard behind Steph. And I'll argue that point with anybody over anybody else in the NBA.
I was going to say, the one guy that we always talk about, but he's been hurt way too much the last couple of years, John Wall.
Even John Wall at his best is behind.
Yeah, but you and I have always loved John Wall. And Kemba's also another guy.
I love Kemba.
You want Kemba.
I want Kemba over Kyrie in New York. Now, we can get to that later. I've said that plenty of times.
Fucking damn
but nobody, it's Steph and then Dame.
Oh, Steph with that dagger at the end of that game. Like, he was dribbling, Harden was on him, and he just launched it from way outside. It was like, he let it go, and he was shimmying. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's in. Like, the shimmy came out before it dropped, and that put him up by 4.
The best part is, he doesn't really shimmy. He doesn't early shimmy and miss it very often.
No, he did. There's only about...
If it does, it's like... back of the rim,
or it's in, yeah.
A little too hard.
He doesn't pull a swaggy P.
Yeah.
Shot an air ball.
Or Lance Stevenson this year did it too. He did it. He was air guitaring.
I love Lance's
name. He had his back turned. He was air guitaring up the court, and it was a terrible shot. It like clanged off the back brick and shot way in the air.
But
that was a Laker highlight for you this year.
I love Dame Lillard. I think that's the second best backcourt in the NBA too.
Him and McCollum. We've stated from the start of the show that that's a great tandem in the backcourt. They just need other help. But if Nurkic was, or I always say his name wrong, yeah. If he were 100%, also I don't think he would have performed the way he did.
Who?
Dame.
I don't think so.
Wait, you say you don't or do?
I do.
Oh, okay. I don't think he was scored as well. I don't think he would have scored as much.
He would have.
The
shots he was taking, the shots you're going to take.
He would have facilitated a little bit more.
No,
I think he would have. No, but with that circumstance, I think he would have, knowing the team they were going against.
I'm looking at it, and I watch.
Excuse me.
It don't matter who was on the floor. The shots he was taking were shots where.
Well, he was shooting from the logo.
Exactly.
Logo Lillard.
It's not like you're going to pass it on. But I think he has something to prove. To where he's gonna, like I said, he said, "Get on my back, boys." CJ, you're a really good player. Get on my back with everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
No matter who else is on that team, I'm carrying us. I don't care who else is out here. You can be open. I only got 3 guards guiding me. I'm more open. I think that's his mentality right now.
That's my brother.
I just think that's his mentality right now. All he sees is
love you.
All he sees is the ocean, and he's in a boat right now.
Yeah, except my brother can't hit an ocean.
Well, he
while on the boat,
he sees the ocean out of my backyard.
I was gonna say.
Was he Sarah Palin? What the fuck is this?
Exactly.
Political reference.
Did you really say she's political?
Yeah, she does.
But I think I think going into next season, Dame Lillard might be the best point guard in the NBA.
Would you take him as your number one pick?
It depends on the rest of the players.
I was going to say.
And no, of course not.
Okay, fantasy-wise, would you take him?
Of course not.
Okay.
You still got LeBron and Giannis.
Okay, wait. Okay.
My first point guard off the board.
Let's do it this way. Let's say you had the number 10 pick.
And he's on the board?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Well, it depends on who else is on the board.
No. Well, yeah.
Because if Giannis is on the board, I'm taking Giannis.
If Giannis is still on the fucking board, I'm going to question
Dame's
what
still
league.
on the board at 10. I'm questioning what's the league.
But again, like you just said, you're going to have LeBron, Durant, Steph, Anthony Davis,
Harden,
Giannis. So that's 6 right there, and that's not even trying to anybody else.
No, if he's still on the board and at number 10, I'm looking at the league like, what the fuck is wrong with this league?
Well, that's like saying that's like with if Betts and Trout for baseball were still on the board, one of them still on the board at 6.
No,
I think it's a different comparison.
Yeah.
Now that after I said it,
I think after next year, I think that might be a more compare. Because like I said, I think he's going to go into next year as the best point guard in the league.
Okay.
I think what he
after I said that, I was
what
like,
he's going to do now. Well, what he's done from the second half of the All-Star game, from the second half of the season, to what he does up into the finals, especially if he carries his team to the finals, like I think he's going to go into next season as unquestionably the best point guard in the NBA.
I could with the 10th pick in the first round. I would draft Steve Kerr.
And I wouldn't be that pick, but like, and
nice.
Kawhi, you might throw Kawhi in there above Lillard. But that's it.
What about Russ?
No. Well, yeah, fantasy-wise.
Yeah. So that's 9 people right there. That's 8. Yeah, we said that's 2. Yeah.
But I can see Dame coming off the board before Steph, or Anthony Davis, or
somebody who's on a team with multiple people getting stats.
Or injury, or severely injury.
That's why I say Anthony Davis or Steph. Just because if we're talking about a straight draft, not fantasy implications, he's coming off the board before LeBron. He's coming off the board before Russ.
Well, he's got the I was gonna say age wise he has LeBron.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's coming off the board before him.
Yeah. When it comes to that, it's different. That part is a little different. It's but actually, here was a question that I threw up on Twitter while we're talking about all this. I said, which game 1 win was more impressive? You're creating feedback with that. Which team win was more impressive in game 1? The Celtics win or the Bucks? And
the Bucks didn't win.
Or not the Bucks. Or Celtics or the Warriors. Excuse me. Celtics over the Bucks, or you know what I meant. The Bucks win was more impressive because they didn't win.
Great win.
Team effort.
It was a mental win.
Yeah. It was 67% of the vote said Celtics.
It's a moral victory.
You know what? We played good.
The Warriors got 33.
We got beat by 22 guys. It wasn't by 40.
I think the Golden State beat a better team. I just think Boston had a better win.
No, it was a better win. And that's got more disparity.
And that's why I said it that way. Because it's one of those things where that
the Homer in wanted to make sure that the answer was going to be.
I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody is a Homer on this show.
I am
ever.
Wait, that's Hitch.
I don't know what
the fuck did you just say?
Giants.
All right, now on to the other series. Raptors are up 1-0 on the 76ers. Will the Raptors take this series?
Well, it depends on Embiid.
Did you see what they have him listed as for his injury? Why he's probable? Not his 900 other ailments. They have gastroenteritis.
Just add something else to this.
It's like, you have bad gas, buddy? Your stomach upset?
It's the Big Mac he eats before the game.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Oh, he went to the White House?
With that being said, you see Virginia declined the offer to go to the White House.
I mean, can you blame him?
And assume Trump's gonna be like, well, we didn't invite them.
Yeah.
He's not going to say that because the team's half white.
No, he's gonna say it because they already declined.
Oh,
They already come out and said, oh, we're not going to the White House.
motherfucker! God,
No, I
you keep,
just want for home.
no, you keep hitting me in the
Oh, I fucked her.
balls.
Oh, good. Mom always needs some love.
I fucked her.
Well, that sucked.
Oh. Fuck your credit up?
Good. She can't find it.
You're not in it. That'll happen.
Once you go black,
That'll
you
happen.
end up with bad credit.
Is going wow.
Some asshole behind.
Going to how game one was for the 76ers, where Embiid, even though he's hurt, they let him score, and they basically defended everybody else. Is that kind of the key to beating them?
No, because if he's not hurt,
Yeah, but they let him. They literally let him for the most
but
part.
his defense suffered. His jump shot suffered. Even though I don't think he should be shooting. Like he scored around the basket a lot easier because they don't have no one that can stop him. But his offense isn't the only thing. He's a good to great. Yeah, he's a good to really good defender.
I was gonna say
he's
very.
a good
I was
passer.
gonna say he's very good at defending.
He's
He
a
really
good
is.
shooter. So all of that suffered with the injury.
I still think that the Raptors will take it. I don't see the.
I think if Embiid's healthy, they got the best starting five in the NBA.
I mean, I'm not.
Even over the
I'm
They
not
have the best starting five in the NBA.
even over the All-Star crew.
They only have 3 All-Stars. Draymond Green is a product of the team.
He is. I don't think Draymond.
If Draymond-
is good at all.
No, he's good.
honestly.
He's good.
He's a good defender.
He's good
but
at what he
good.
does.
Yeah.
He's good at what he does.
He's the enforcer of the fucking team.
I was gonna say he is a really. I think he's a very good defender. Really good defender.
I think you put him on a different team though, and he does not
I've been saying
have the
that for
shit he
years.
does.
His defense will stay the same. His offense.
His defense will stay the same.
Really? I think
He
it's-
can focus on defense
That's
now.
right. He's gonna have to
Oh, okay.
And it's like
it's
his
take
offense
off.
his offense would go up because he would become a volume scorer.
I think
But his
honestly.
defense would slack because he would have to do more on offense.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
I could. No, I see that. I do. I do see that.
But then I still think that the Raptors have a deeper bench.
Yeah.
No?
You got Iguodala coming off the bench. You got Bogut coming off the bench. No, Bogut's starting now.
No.
You got Sean Livingston coming off the bench.
I think he meant in that series with those
Series.
with the 76ers
Oh.
and
Sorry, I wasn't talking about Golden State. Golden State's got a good bench.
Yeah.
Golden State.
Golden State has an underrated bench.
They
have
I mean, they don't
underrated
have to perform.
Christ, Sean Livingston started game one.
Did he?
Yeah, that just shows you. Sean,
The guy was
he hadn't started a game since the middle of 2016. If I remember correctly, it was January something of 2016 was the last game he started.
talking about coming back from a gruesome leg injury.
That was very gruesome. That was very gruesome. Not as bad as the kid from
Kevin Ware.
yeah,
Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yes, it was.
Never seen either one of them.
I saw that one.
I saw.
I remember the memes that came out afterwards of like
right after
the Lion King hoisting.
his leg.
Yeah, on the end of the bone, it was like the same. It's ironically the same shape as that mountaintop that they were on. Like the close-up. Yeah. Anyway, that's besides the point. That's the internet.
That's hilarious.
What's that?
This monkey just came out of nowhere and drop kicked this guy.
What? Or somehow, what the hell? Oh, it's outside. Wow. And that's outside. I thought that was in a store.
Fucking random clips of monkeys.
Oh, Jesus, it's more. It really is.
Random clips.
Oh, Jesus.
That's like the 5th one.
Is that a block or a charge?
His people moving. His people moving.
And he goes in the back too. So it's definitely a block. You're moving away from the guy.
Is that on Facebook or Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, if that's on Twitter, you have to send it to us through the Twitter sphere.
Through the Twitter sphere?
I was looking for a particular story.
On Twitter?
There's something I saw earlier.
Well, while you're looking for it, the one thing I wanted to talk about the Knicks. Phoenix
Yeah, fuck it.
Phoenix technically has the best route to be the number one pick. If they get it, they declare that they want Morant, not Zion.
That's right. They have the same odds as New York and
Oh, that's right. The top three.
One,
Yeah,
two, three,
I forgot about that.
I think it's 14%.
But they said it. But they said if they get number one, they want Ja Morant. They do not want Zion.
Of course, they said that.
Yeah.
They say that now. Whoever gets number 2, 5, 7, they trade up.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone's not taking Ja Morant.
But
Zion Williamson.
But the Knicks could end up doing what the Giants did, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
No. I think the GM and stuff. I think they know what they're doing now.
Which team were you just talking about?
The Knicks.
Okay, I had to ask because I said both. And
Actually, technically, yeah, Phoenix might take Ja Morant's number one because their organization's bad right now. But if whoever gets number one pick taking Zion Williamson, you can't not take him. I don't think he's a generational talent. I think he's going to be a good player. I think Ja Morant is going to be a superstar.
I question Zion's talent. I think he's an athletic specimen.
Yep.
Talent-wise, though, I don't see it.
Me neither.
That's how I felt watching him play.
You guys already know that what I stated. I didn't even think he was the best player on the team.
I thought he was the best player in high school. He was the best player going into the season.
Oh, his mixtape was great.
He was good.
His fucking mixtape was
He's
great.
the best player in college. That doesn't mean
I didn't think he was the best player on his team.
He's better than RJ.
Really?
Last year, of course. Is he a better player? Probably not.
No, that's how I.
I thought he was the best player in college. I thought he was the best player in high school. But I think
he definitely changed.
I think RJ's game.
That's exactly what that's how I was. His all around game made me think he was the better
if he
player.
becomes
If you were playing against Duke,
you had to.
Your game plan had to change for Zion.
Well, look at the game he got hurt 30 seconds into it against your boys.
Because we were the best team in the world.
It's true.
I do believe a different team.
The best team doesn't always win it.
No.
The Yankees didn't win the World Series last year.
They weren't the best team.
Yes, they were.
No, they were not.
Yes, they were. The Knicks didn't win the World.
You can't even say that sentence.
When's the last time we won a World Series?
Can't even get that bitch out.
When's the last time we won a championship?
You shut the hell up.
Hey, I'm a Knicks fan. I just wanted to know so I can say we can't win it every year.
77.
Shit, I'd like to win like one more time in my lifetime.
I've never won it in my lifetime.
All right, so
I've seen every other team in every major sport win a championship except the Knicks.
actually, all my major sports teams have won in my lifetime.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about just in my lifetime, but since I've been able to enjoy it.
Yeah, no, because the first ever Super Bowl I remember, the Bears won
The Bears.
when they beat the Patriots.
Actually, all my teams.
When I was super little,
I watched my Cowboys win 3 in a row.
when I was super little, the Celtics won, but then I got to see him, 11 years ago now.
Has it been 11?
Yeah. 10, 11 years ago when they won it with their version of the Big Three. I got to see them. The Rangers won it in the early 90s, so I got to see that. The Dodgers won it in 88, so I got to see that.
Wait, Sox won it?
Listen, I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's when Ozzie Guillen was your coach.
I've seen 5 Yankee championships, 2 Devil championships, 3 Giant championships.
You and I are in the one agreement thing about we'll die on that hill that Brodeur was
best
goalie of all time. All Patrick Waugh fans jump down my throat, Bill. Jump down my throat.
Aaron.
Yeah, jump down, and I'm like,
And that's the only reason I like the Devils was because I like Patrick Waugh. I'm a Rangers fan too, but
I'm always. It's odd because honestly, you're a Rangers fan. I'm a Ranger. Actually, we're all Rangers fucking fans. Anyway,
well, it's my second favorite team.
Anyway, but we Rangers fans, but yet we had a player on the Devils, one of the rival teams, as one of my that's like literally like, okay, you're a Yankee fan, so let's say David Ortiz is your favorite player
of all time.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so
like my favorite one.
Okay, Cal Ripken, because that's a rival.
I was gonna say Griffey Jr.
Okay, well, I was gonna say a rival in your same conference, because same division. It's the same thing. So
who could not like Cal Ripken though?
But you know what I mean. It's Brodeur, same thing. Yeah, I thought that was a fair comparison. I thought.
I don't think no one not likes Cal Ripken.
There were some people who didn't like him.
Assholes.
There's actually, I think Bill respected him, but I don't think he really.
Asshole. I'm not saying nothing. I haven't said to him.
I think Bill just respected his.
Yeah, I respect it.
I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I want to say it was Bill. Hello. You'd put the little Billy Ripkin in
it. Just a tip.
Let's play a game called Just a Tip. See what happens.
All right. What the hell was I just? What was that?
Bill respecting Cal?
No. What we were going before that? I lost.
I know.
Yeah. What the fuck were we talking about?
We're on the Knicks. And we're talking about championships.
Oh yeah, we just talked about championships. Yeah, yeah. That's all we did. We just talked about championships.
Yes. And we went through all we've seen all the championships for.
Yeah, all our teams.
Except for one, because we haven't seen the next one.
All right. Anyway. Before anybody else says anything, we'll go to the NFL draft, which is going to have a great conversation. Okay, so. All right, so what I want to do, I want to talk about what our teams did, and then we'll go into the draft as a whole. Anybody want to start first?
I will go.
Okay.
My team didn't have a day one draft pick.
Neither did mine. But for everybody who, if they didn't hear what you just said.
I have the Cowboys today.
Okay.
And we drafted 2 running backs.
You did. I saw that.
I made me question. I know we needed somebody to spell Zeke, but 2? Yeah, I think we could have went and filled some other holes that we needed. We did get a safety, which is one of the spots I wanted us to get. We got him late in the draft, which I didn't like. I figured we should have drafted in our second round. Rather than getting that pass rushing defensive tackle, I would have liked to pick up a safety then. Honestly, cornerback was another spot that I'm pretty sure we needed, but we have 2 more edge rushers.
Well, you did get a corner. You got Miami's Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Just gonna redo that.
But
that's why we're here. That's why we're here.
2 running backs.
Yep.
And more
for the people who don't know, the running backs, Tony Pollard, who's the number 2 back in Memphis.
Yes.
And then you got Weber from Ohio State.
I was going to say, Pollard is a pass receiving.
Yes.
More of a step.
Actually, you got.
I think we're going to use him in the return game, honestly.
Yes, he is going to be your big return guy. He's actually going to be a guy you can even line in the slot.
Because we had to get rid of Cole Beasley, so we got to fill in that slot. We also have Tavon Austin.
He went to Buffalo. It's ironic though. Now that I'm looking, because I didn't realize this, but they got both Jackson boys from Miami in the same round. They got Michael and Joe, which sounds weird that Joe Jackson and Michael Jackson were taken in the same draft.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
But for real,
no.
I didn't pay attention to that when the draft was going on. Well, I watched it late because
I had to recast myself too.
Yeah, I watched it late. The only thing I saw was round 2. That was all I got to see as it was going on. Was round 2.
I didn't. I was
round 3. When I got to round 3, I was getting ready for work. I DVR'd. Well, we'll get to that in a little while, too. I DVR'd the whole thing, and God, that was painstaking watching 7 hours in the DVR, because every time I fast forward and I was missing picks, I'm like, fuck, I can't fast forward! I'm like, no! And then, I tweeted about this. Local commercials, I can't tell you how many picks. Because local commercials, the ticker went off the fucking screen. Pissed me off.
I saw that.
Oh, it pissed me off so bad. I'm like, Bears pick. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? I know. I'm like, no. Who the fuck? I mean, I got the update on my phone. I mean, I had deleted it when it came through because I'm like, any update that came through when I was at work for that, I was like, click, click. I'm like, just swipe, 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 swipe. It said draft, and I'm like, I just kept anything that said draft on it.
But I don't know why we kept getting pass rushers. I think we have a plethora of them already.
Well, you got Joe Jackson from Miami, and you got Oregon's edge rusher Jalen Jelks, who, if I remember correctly, that's a big reach. He wasn't supposed to be drafted, and they picked him up. If I remember correctly, there was a lot of people at that time frame that they were all saying, this is a guy that we didn't think would be drafted, blah blah blah. But 7th round, you're towing the line anyway.
Like suspensions or other things that could possibly come down the line.
Well, the last few years, that's been a big thing for the Cowboys. It really has.
But we still have too many as it is. It's like edge rushers and pass rushers in general are what the Cowboys have currently.
Yeah,
and we could have definitely helped our coverage out more, especially with our corners all having contract years next year.
So the Michael Jackson pick, just to follow the steps of that pick, it initially was supposed to be a Pittsburgh pick, which then got traded to Oakland, which then got traded to Buffalo, which then got traded back to Oakland, who traded to Dallas in the Amari Cooper trade. That was I'm looking at the side going, what the fuck is that? And then I'm like, oh, that's what that means.
Yeah,
I had to scroll back. I'm like, that's a lot.
But yeah, that's
a lot.
That's how I felt. I felt we could have went a different direction. We also drafted first.
Yep, Connor McGovern from Penn State. That's actually not a bad pick.
It's not a bad pick, but again, something that we have decent depth at already.
Well, you needed more depth. That needed to happen. Even though it was considered not a top need, it wasn't considered a dire need.
Thing for our awesome center that kind of started out all actually kind of hurt a lot.
Well, you guys also have Robert Quinn now off the edge too to help you guys out.
Like our pass rushing game we did not need. Honestly.
Well, you needed a tackle, so you got a D tackle. You got Tristan Hill, the big boy from Central Florida. But you did need that though.
He's a pass rushing defensive tackle. We need more of a run stopping defensive tackle. Teams can get 5 yards before our linebackers are able to get to him. We need somebody to clog the middle up.
According to all the analysts at NFL.com, when they pulled it together, they said the top needs that needed to be basically addressed during the draft
Safety.
were that was number 3.
That was number 3. It should have been number 1.
They said D line was number 1. Running back, because for backup purposes, because if Zeke gets hurt, what do you have? Number 2, safety, then tight end, then wideout. Wideout. But that was number 5. Those are the 5 big. Those are the 5.
Tight end, completely agree with because we are.
You brought back Witten.
Yeah.
When that's your best choice, no offense, that's not great.
Guy who's been out of football for a year.
Yeah. That's gonna.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say you might lose DeMarcus Lawrence if they don't get a deal worked out either. Like after this year.
Did they sign him?
Did they sign him? I thought they. Oh wait, yes they did. They did.
60-something guaranteed.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. I honestly felt like our secondary. I know they played well last year, but I'm still not a fan of most of them.
That was my bad on that.
We need a good slot.
I clicked another thing and that was on there and that was my bad. It was an old report.
We need a good slot corner is what we need.
Good slot.
Yeah.
Need some sluts.
Yeah, and safety.
Safety was on the list.
I felt like safety should have been our number 1.
Here, I'm going to go to the next team, which will be the Gentlemen in the Hood.
Yeah. So, the team with 2 first-round draft picks.
They had
What was it, 6?
I'm trying to get to it, but for some reason it went to Denver, and now it's not letting me change teams.
Was it 6 and 17?
They had 3 first-round picks.
My team didn't have
Remember they traded up from
the New York Browns.
My team we're an expansion.
They had the expansion draft.
We don't start till 2020.
Oh.
You can leave me out of this conversation.
Well, I want to ask you, for the purpose of the show, it has to get addressed here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
This is the best draft pick of all time.
This is driving me nuts. It's not letting me go. Like, it let me go to Dallas real easy, but for some reason, NFL, it's either the internet's screwing up again like I did before. Oh, fuck, I never plugged in my computer. That's what's going on. I gotta hurry up.
That's not international.
But CD, what was your opinion on especially that first pick that you guys had
For the New York Giants.
for the Giants?
The future Browns. When they traded away Beckham, they traded away the rights to the Browns' name.
It was
good.
It was it's a horrible pick. And even if he becomes a great quarterback, it's still a horrible pick.
You could have got him.
You could have got him so much later.
It's a horrible pick.
Like he said before we went on the air, you could have traded back a few spots and gained another pick.
You didn't have to trade back.
But you didn't have to because you had another pick.
You could have taken a different position.
You could have got like Ed Oliver or somebody at that place.
No, they could have got the best pass rusher in the draft at that because they could have got Josh Allen.
Yeah.
There, and then they're gonna take in DeMarcus Lawrence at 17, and when they traded back in at number 30, they could have got him then.
But for those who don't know, they picked Daniel Jones, the number 6 pick.
Everyone in the world knows.
Not everybody, but there's a few. There's a few who didn't know. But so that was like I remember when I saw like when I went to watch it.
The first thing I ever did.
No. And when that came up, I'm at work going, you motherfucker, stop talking about this.
I was like, because I had football practice, and I got home after everything, and I was like, ooh, fantasy chat, what's going on? Oh, shit, Giants reach. Like, that's the words that went through my head while CD and Brandon, my brother, called back to him again.
I think we need this jersey.
Or going back and forth on
Is it a Jones jersey?
the Giants.
Polk High, Bundy, nice. I thought it was going to be a Jones jersey.
I hate you.
Number 6.
They don't have my size.
Oh, and the Jones jersey? They don't have that yet.
So,
But anyway, I'm trying to load up all your picks so that we can discuss them. But like literally, it let me go real easy to get to Dallas and stuff. But for some fucked up reason,
It's not fucked. Even the computer don't want to.
Yeah, the computer doesn't want me to do it. I don't fucking know why. But anyway, let me do it this way. Let's loophole it. Let's see if nope, that didn't work at all. It's just going straight to the home of the team. There it is. All right. So your honest opinion. Well, actually, he's going to let the dog in for a second. So.
My honest opinion is.
So, other than the Jones pick, I'll ask you while he's taking care of the dog for a second. The Dexter Lawrence pick wasn't terrible.
No.
And the DeAndre Baker pick I thought was actually a good pick.
It was.
Personally.
I agree.
That? But the first one of Daniel Jones was interesting. But he could end up, if he ends up playing very well, you now know that it's going to be the "I told you so" that's going to show up from the GM, Maury, or not Maury. That's the Rockets. Gettleman. I talked about Maury like 4 times earlier, so I said sorry. Too many names floating around my fucking head.
I think the Giants did a good job addressing their defense, which is a big.
You don't need the best defense player on the board and say he did
No.
It's kind of right there.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong there. No, he's not.
But I mean, they still attempted to fill. I mean, they didn't do it well.
Nice rebuttal. Nice rebuttal. Very nice rebuttal. I like it.
I mean, defensive back they went after. Defensive line, I thought they probably should have spent a little more time looking at linebackers, but there wasn't a great linebacker draft class in the first place. So
they had the chance at the best linebacker in their draft.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Listen.
They were dumb and picked the quarterback.
Thank you. Just stop trying to make it sound better than
I'm
it
trying
is.
to justify the rest of their picks.
No, it doesn't matter. When you fuck up that early, it don't matter what you do.
You didn't like the DeAndre Baker pick?
Didn't matter.
I thought that was a good pick, though.
Didn't matter to me.
Okay.
I stopped watching the draft after
number 6.
No, I watched it. I watched it up until the first. I didn't know. Brandon told me that they.
I saw that later. Yeah.
I didn't know they traded back, and I stopped watching. I was pissed off, especially after Brian Banks went 2 picks ahead of us at 15. I was hoping he'd fall to us. He would have been a good pick at 17. Love the pick DeMarcus Lawrence. I think he's gonna be a really good player. I think he can be in the Snacks Harrison type mode. But you can't win a draft with your first pick, but you can lose it. And they lost it. I don't think no matter what they did after that,
They're not getting
they couldn't have done. They can't recover from it.
I was gonna say, if I saw the draft grade right, they got a C+. Did I see that right? I can't get to it because literally it's not moving.
It doesn't matter.
Josh Allen made sense for you guys at that point because they could have gotten Haskins later. Because they could have, even if they had to trade, they could have gotten him.
Even if they wanted to wait and get Will Fuller, Will Greer in the second or third round.
He went in the fourth.
I know. That's what I'm reach guards.
Yeah.
But you don't take the fourth best quarterback, number 6.
No.
Not even if the top 3 go off first.
No.
You take the best available player.
Yeah. I agree.
Listen, last year,
especially if it's a need for you, which it was.
Last year, they passed on 2 better quarterbacks.
You right?
I gotta sneeze.
Oh,
I gotta sneeze really bad.
They
it's like
passed
it's
on
stuck.
2 quarterbacks with better potential last year to take the best player in the draft. This year, they passed on 3 players, a quarterback with better potential, and 3 better players to take the quarterback who was consensusly the third best, not consensus, at best the third best quarterback in this draft. In a weak quarterback draft.
It's a very weak quarterback draft.
I mean,
very weak because even the top 2 aren't going to be spectacular.
I think Dwayne Haskins is going to be
the better one out of all of them.
A Pro Bowl, a perennial Pro Bowl.
It's going to be a Phillip Rivers.
At best, yeah. Which is, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be that good.
I'm just
Phillip Rivers is.
I know.
He's borderline all-time great status.
I was going to say stat wise, he ranks. He's consistent every year. He really is. Like he's over in fantasy wise, he's overlooked. And you get him late, you're still fine.
I think he's going to be more like the. Actually, I think he'll have a Eli Manning type career. He'll make 4 or 5 Pro Bowls. He'll have really, really good years. He'll be a step above Eli Manning.
You spin me.
He'll be
right round.
Like a
record, baby.
He'll be a little bit better Tony Romo.
You then spin me to this question. With them getting Daniel Jones, does that signify that Eli will get an extension?
No,
because this is his last year under contract.
I don't know what the fuck Edelman's doing, so I can't.
But I think that's a logical question. If you
honestly, they should like this year. Last year, I think they should be like Eli. Thank you, but
get the fuck out.
It's time for us to move the fuck on.
Well, it's like the year before. The year before, when they finally didn't let him start, that should have been when they started cutting ties.
Yeah,
I said that before.
They should have started looking for a backup. It was just like when Romo was getting hurt all the time. Every fucking year after, I'm like, yo, draft a quarterback. We need somebody.
Well, you have somebody now.
I'm not a huge fan of that.
I know, but you have to be though.
When he has weapons, he's a good quarterback.
Yes,
he has weapons now.
Then
he's gonna be a top 10 quarterback this year. Top 8 probably.
I think he relies on his feet too much still.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't move the run though.
No,
he moves the pocket to throw.
I'm still.
He's not a run. He's not a tuck and run. He's a tuck to readjust. And he has weapons now. I'm telling you, Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is gonna be the Amari Cooper he was at the beginning in Oakland.
I hope so.
He's gonna be a top 5 wide receiver this year.
The thing is I'm still.
People are gonna be questioning Amari Cooper's gonna take that step to where you think he's gonna be in that conversation of the second tier of, because I don't think he's good enough to break into that OBJ, Antonio Brown.
One good season isn't going to put him there.
No. He's had good seasons before.
But that's what I mean.
I think he's going to be second tier. He's going to be in that right under the D-Hops, Beckham.
The guy runs a serious route.
He's a great route runner.
I don't know why you just don't run him on slants all fucking day to post people.
All right, I zoned out for part of that because I was looking at shit. Who were you talking about?
Amari Cooper.
Oh, he's great at route running. He really is.
He's
sorry, I have a lot of screens up. I'm looking at screens.
In between that 7 and 5 category.
The thing is Dallas is a team that runs. We need to be able to take the top off.
They didn't have nobody to throw the ball to.
I know.
They had someone to throw the ball to.
I know. But that's the thing is they still. I still don't think we have that top off receiver though. I don't think Amari's a top-off receiver because he's a route runner. He's more methodical.
He's got speed, though.
He does have speed, but he's more methodical with getting open. You put him on a straight line, you're taking out his route running, I feel.
Double move.
And double move him, yeah, I can see that. Off of play action, going this way, roll out, boot back, hit him on the
I don't think you need that.
I just like the sound effect.
The boot back.
Yeah, that's that's part of that.
I think with
but we need to take shots down the field, otherwise Zeke's gonna get stuffed all fucking day.
you can't stuff Zeke.
I mean,
He falls forward almost every time.
I know. That's why I love him.
He turns a 1 yard gain or a no yard gain to a 1 to 2, 3.
That's why I love him. He's a little bowling baller, just fucking.
I love Zeke. I like him at Ohio State.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I think he's the third best back in football.
I think Spawn.
I said it last year. He's a generational talent. He has the potential to be the best back in football in 2 to 3 years.
I thought he should have went number 1 overall.
I did too. I said it. When he didn't go, I said the Giants don't draft him. It's a mistake. And I love Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold is going to be a really, really good quarterback. I think the Jets got a steal with Darnold. But you can't pass on it.
No. I thought the Jets should have took him and then started building around that and then took the quarterback later in the...
Look, Cleveland could have done that too because nobody was going to take Baker that early.
They proved everybody that they made the right choice.
Oh no,
they had a great year.
And then look, Denzel Ward at number 4 actually played very well for them. He played for that system. He played very well and actually overperformed.
I didn't think it was a great pick, and I was pleasantly surprised. I questioned it. What the fuck were they doing there?
Yeah, we all said we're like, wow, what the hell was that? But yeah, it showed that they scouted very well for that.
They had an idea of what they want to do.
Yes, because he fit that defensive scheme very well.
And that's a big thing that a lot of the times, not being in the draft room, we don't know. We don't know what the plan is for the following year.
It doesn't matter. Danny Jones wasn't the right pick.
No, I agree.
All right, I want to talk about the Bears because they only.
How you signed Eli for another year, and like you're trying to get somebody to replace him, and you just overshot your shot on some guy that you could have waited on until fucking tomorrow.
Jesus Christ!
Seriously, it was day 1 of the draft. You could have waited until tomorrow to draft his ass.
No, he probably would because the way that people reach, he would have been taken at the end of the round. But still,
I know you probably could have waited until tomorrow.
But
or talk your way into getting a fucking draft pick and then.
Yeah. All right, so I want to at least address my team.
Sorry.
No.
I need to harp on the Giants for.
No.
I ain't want to talk about it. You fuckers made.
The Bears didn't have a lot of picks. They had 5 total. They had the 73rd pick in the 3rd round. They had 126 in round 4, 205 in round 6, and then 222 and 238 in round 7. But
just spit the numbers. We didn't get that.
We had too many picks.
Yeah, you guys had a fuckload of picks compared to.
And that's
I had 5.
That's technical terms.
Yeah,
fuckload.
Yeah, fuckload.
All right, I'm gonna have to look that up. Is that like a bushel?
It's a little bit more than a bushel.
It's a gross.
It's a little bit under a gross.
Okay.
It's right in between.
It's a groschel. I'm glad. Thank you.
Sorry, I was getting a drink. I pointed out him in acknowledgement.
So they got David Montgomery, running back from Iowa State, who I actually had on my college football fantasy team. So I knew who it was.
Explain to college kids. You should pay them. Sorry.
I didn't win it. I got 2nd place, but still. I had Kyler Murray, though, on that team, too. I drafted him with my last pick in the draft was Kyler Murray.
Nice.
Because I'm like, he might start. Click. Starter. 5,000 total yards.
I don't do fantasy.
But anyway. No, you never do. We're not going to talk about that in a little bit either.
I'm only already ready for fantasy.
But they got him, and that was a great deal because he was projected as an early 2nd round pick. And then with their 4th round pick, they got Calvin Ridley's brother, Riley. And they got him at a really good cost, too, for toward the end of the 4th round. That's really good. Those 2 picks, I was very happy with it. Very, very happy with it. And then they got 2 defensive backs, and they got another running back from Florida Atlantic, Kenneth White Jr. But they addressed the need of another wide receiver.
They need for speed.
Since they got rid of Jordan Howard, they needed a running back that could go between the tackles. David Montgomery is that guy. And then they also picked up, the 2 defensive backs that they also needed depth in the secondary position, and they got that too. So for 5 picks, they did very well.
Who was ready?
Who was ready?
You were ready.
What do you mean?
Someone like he knew what the questions were gonna be.
I know, huh?
No, I paid attention to who my team picked. With only 5 guys, it was like, oh, all right. It was so but with 5 guys, it's real easy.
Not me. After number 6, I would have joined.
Technically, I didn't have to watch till when they switched to ESPN2 on the second night. That's where the 4th through 7th should technically be.
That's what supplementary draft is.
They should put on ESPN News.
You can dodge a wrench,
You can dodge a draft pick.
or you can reach at number 6.
Apparently.
I was getting there.
Nice. So let's go through some of the picks. All right, Kyler Murray taking number 1. Was that a yay or a nay for you guys? Like personally, not like.
I would have won elsewhere if I was in. But
Not me.
Why? Now you're making me want to know
They
why.
need a quarterback.
Okay. They had Rosen though.
They need a quarterback.
Okay. All right.
I feel like Rosen has a chance to be a good quarterback if given a line.
I was gonna say he wasn't given a chance at all. Like they gave up on him super fast. Like
And
that's
he got traded.
they traded up to get him, and then they trade him away.
Different regime.
But still, that's they traded all those picks, and all they got in return was the 2nd-round pick.
Different regime.
But anyway, I asked a question on Twitter when that happened. Since Rosen has been traded, who will have a better 2019 season since they're both projected to be the starters, Rosen or Murray?
Jones.
I put Murray, Rosen, or who cares? They both will suck. That was what I put.
I tried to write in Daniel Jones. It wouldn't let me.
So,
Who cares? They both will stop.
what do you, Keith? I'll ask you first. What do you think won the poll?
I think Rosen won. Like, honestly, I think Rosen will have a better year.
Okay,
And that's my honest opinion. I didn't vote in the poll because it's on Twitter.
it is.
And I don't have a Twitter.
That's fine.
But that's my feeling, so I'm going to have to say that one.
Okay.
I mean, I know people are probably going to go with the flashier Murray.
Yeah.
I think Rosen should win it.
Ziggy Ansah is visiting with the Seahawks right now. Okay, so
Giants should have drafted him.
I asked him the question that I asked. Since he's been traded, which one will have a better 2019 season, Rosen, Murray, or who cares? They both will suck.
Who cares who both suck?
Oh, you actually voted on it? Oh, okay. Thank you. I don't get to vote because I create the fucking poll.
You can't vote?
No. If you create the poll, you can't vote on it.
I vote no.
Okay, so which one did you say? I'm sorry.
They both suck.
Okay, that got 16% of the vote.
Well, I don't think they both suck, but
In the sense of
It's
that,
not gonna
it's going to be who had the worst out of 2 bad teams.
Yeah, like, who's getting the better draft pick?
wow. All right. So out of that, it was 16% got who cares? They both will suck. 26 said Murray. 58 said Rosen. We had 19 votes, which is
Well,
for
I'm counting.
well, it counted it, but still, it's we got 19 votes. I mean, I'm happy when
I've
we
been
get.
trying to post on Twitter, but I'm not an admin of the page, so I can't access it.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't really be tweeting much anyway.
I've been trying to, I just can't do it.
I've seen you. You tweet about Ibotta. When you do anything with Ibotta, I commented about your Ibotta thing. Did you see that?
No, I don't look.
Oh, I love that. There's a gif of somebody waving a dollar, putting it in his hand, and then going.
Nice.
And that's what I did. I'm like, oh, you're Ibotta. I go, I see you're Ibotting at 4:30 in the morning.
Was it 4:30?
Yes, because it was 3 hours prior, and I'd gotten out of work. It was 7:30.
Oh.
Yes.
No, I was asleep. It was like 3 o'clock. I might have just shown up late.
Okay, I'm like, it said it was 3 hours prior. The tweet was.
Matt, sounds about right. I mean, Matt.
No, you know what happened?
Sorry.
What happened was.
I found the receipt I was looking for.
Oh, and because you did it, because I noticed that it randomly you get Ibotta things.
Yeah.
Because I tweet at you a lot, so your name shows up, like you and Dan D'Antoni and those guys show up, like the people that you interact with show up, like the first 6, 7, and then the rest of it is what you normally get, because that's how I have it set up.
So 19 people, cool.
Yeah, there was.
I know.
No, I love when we get those. Every once in a while, we get one of those a couple hundred people vote. It's like, holy shit! I'm like, wow, but nobody fucking tunes in. But it's still. I put it this way: last night, TNA Wrestling, or not?
TNA Wrestling?
Sorry, they're not TNA anymore. They haven't been for 3 years. They're called Impact. they had a pay-per-view.
So,
and so all I did was what would you grade Impact when I knew it ended? And there's 25 people that voted on that. You voted on it? Let me guess you're the one that was the D or F? Because no...
What would you do?
Because it was...
No, I didn't write D or F.
Oh, okay. Because it's an A, B, C, or D or F, and right now A got 60%, B 24, C 12, D or F 4. That's why I thought it was you.
Oh, that was me.
Okay, that's why I thought it was you. Okay.
Well, only because not to be an ass, I didn't even know it went on, so it couldn't have been too good.
Oh, it's Impact Wrestling. They're not
low level.
Yeah, they're not WWE. They're like
TNA used to be.
TNA used to be, but they fucked themselves, and they now have.
I mean, a skill to fuck yourself.
They have.
That's how you think.
They have the wrestling. They now have the wrestling talent. they now have the wrestling talent on their roster.
Let him finish.
I know.
No, I was letting you finish.
You don't see me get my cigarette ready?
That's what you call a gentleman's sweep.
You don't. You don't see me get my tobacco ready?
I see that. It's the post-finish chew.
2 pouches went in. Oh, shit. Oh.
Shooting bricks.
Hold on. You got this.
The rebound. Oh, and no foul. No foul.
No, shoot me. I'm good. Don't call that.
No foul call. We're good.
Use the left hand on that layup. You see that?
All right, so back to reality. Nick Bosa to the Niners. That's another DN they've drafted.
Yeah, he's the best defensive player.
But they've drafted a fuckload of DNs in the last 4 years.
I mean,
you can't pass up on
both. I was
Bosa.
going to say, they looked at what was there, and they go, this is probably the best kill to get. Take it.
I think the same thing with the Giants did last year.
I have a strange feeling they were trying to trade it, and nobody wanted it after Murray went. So it was one of those things where like, fuck, we're going to get Bosa then.
Well, they didn't want Murray.
No. After the pick was made, because I guarantee you they were waiting to see if Murray went. Because if Murray did not go, I guarantee you that phone was ringing.
I don't think anybody would have traded up for Murray. I think outside of the Cardinals, no one had him as high as anyone else. I think that's why nobody.
They were speculating Oakland was going to take him. If not,
Gruden's a dumbass.
I was going to say, did you see what Gruden drafted? He ain't drafted nobody of talent.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is...
Their first pick is skeptical. After that, I think they did very well.
Arizona wanted him, number one. I don't think anybody wanted to trade up for it.
I think it was...
I think that's what it was.
Then you had Quinnen Williams from Alabama going to the Jets at 3.
That's a great pick.
That's a very good pick. And then you had, I called them Cleveland. I'm sorry, it's Cleveland. It's Cleveland. Clennon?
Yes.
I call him Cleveland.
Clennon
Farrell.
That's it. Clennon
Farrell. I'll get it eventually. I'm going to call him Cleveland all the time. The DN. What the flying fuck? I don't fucking.
Okay.
Yep, sure. We'll blame that. Everything leads to rape. That was my Tourette's. Then you had the Bucks. I wish Bill was here because I talked to him about this. The Devin White pick from LSU. That's not a bad pick.
No.
I would have picked Josh Allen personally. But then you had the Giants at 6 getting the pick we talked about, so we won't discuss Daniel Jones again.
Daniel Jones?
Who that said they gonna beat them six?
Daniel Jones!
Who?
Black Jones. And then you had Josh Allen going to
Jacksonville, landing themselves
another great defensive player to add to that line.
Yep, because that's what they need, more good defense.
And then in the 8th pick, a tight end, T.J. Hawkinson.
Yes.
I mean, I know he was the best tight end in the draft.
But nobody's going to be good for them because they're the Detroit Patriots.
Yeah, they
say he's
they are New England West.
They have
West England.
Of can't think of the kid's name. In San Fran now.
Oh, Kittle. Yeah.
They say he's a George Kittle type.
Well, I mean, okay.
Solid route runner? Okay.
Who can? He can block. He can block.
Medium to okay blocker.
That's all you need nowadays. If you have a medium to good blocker who has hands.
You get lined up on linebackers. I mean, some linebackers should be able to cover, but they can't for some reason.
You just got to be able to reroute them every now and again.
And then you had Ed Oliver going 9th to the Bills.
Push him out.
Such a good pick for the Bills. Only because I loved Ed Oliver.
The pick that I thought was really good at number 10, they traded up.
Yes.
Devin Bush, the linebacker from Michigan, Pittsburgh got him.
You know what they said he got on his Wonderlic? 9.
Nice. That's what Frank Gore got.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank Gore's, no offense to Frank Gore, technically mentally retarded.
It's good. No.
Oh my God! What an all-timer! He's an all-timer.
I run ball. Good.
Gooder than you.
You good?
Morning.
Listen.
Close off.
This is highly insensitive, and I will not sit for it.
That's why he's standing up and still talking.
I won't stand for that shit, because that's funny as fuck.
Mind you, he was talking to the coach, and the coach is like, no. That's why he went to Buffalo. They're like, just go to Buffalo.
Buffalo goes and drafts him.
And signed TJ Yeldon. Oh, speaking of Buffalo running backs, did you see that Shady McCoy was live tweeting during Endgame? He was live tweeting what was going on in the movie. He was live because everyone was like, please don't spoil Endgame. So he goes, fuck you, guess what? Live tweeting, taking pictures, doing all sorts of shit. Yeah.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah. He was reported, I guess, like 53,000 times during the first hour of the movie.
I watched the movie, and I still
So we shouldn't say Thor dies?
I still haven't seen any spoilers on my social media whatsoever, and I'm very proud of that.
So am I.
I didn't see the first one, so.
Wait, the first what?
The first part of that two-part. Yeah.
Oh, for some reason I thought you just said the first part of Tupac. I'm like, what the fuck? What am I hearing?
He's still alive.
I'm still
in Cuba.
What am I hearing?
I don't know. What are we doing?
The last few days I've been hearing like
it's on Netflix too.
So the draft? Yeah.
No, shut up.
That's not Infinity War yet.
Should I watch? Do I have to watch the ones before that to understand Infinity War?
No, not really.
Is it a standalone-ish?
It can be standalone. It just has a lot of callbacks.
And I hear it's going to set up Guardians 3.
The new.
There's 12 new Marvel movies coming out.
And they have a slate.
Ant-Man and Wasp.
That's already out.
Guardians 3 is supposed to take place right after the end of this.
That's like the 4th movie coming out.
I know,
but that's the next. If you go in line where you there's
because Spider-Man's going to be in there too, I think.
Spider-Man's one of the later ones coming out.
No, Spider-Man's out in July this year.
No, the next one, I mean. Because I think it's...
Homecoming is the next. They do have a third one slated. Yeah. They're thinking about 2022, I think, is where we're at.
2020. I saw a bunch. It's like 12 of them.
Yeah.
Black Panther 2, Guardians 3.
Guardians 3 is confirmed. They got the Eternals.
The Dark Avengers.
The Eternals.
Yep.
Is one that is being made, which I didn't think would happen.
Speaking of movies,
Black Widow.
Yeah.
There is a movie coming out that will tell the story of DeAndre Hopkins' mother, who was blinded when bleach was thrown in her face. Okay.
That's how you get those hands.
Oh, woof. Oh, shit.
I won't stand for that.
Wow.
I won't stand for that.
Wow. You got the laugh track. All right, back to the draft.
Gosh.
Woof. All right. Where the fuck? Devin Bush.
Oops, upside your head.
Devin Bush. Do you think Bush will take the place of Shazier now that?
Yeah,
but I think that's a great pick. I hate Pittsburgh, and that's a great pick.
I like the pick.
Alabama's offensive tackle Jonah Williams went to the Bengals, which I think is a good pick for them.
Yeah.
Well, they need offensive line help. They do.
They need lots of things, honestly.
The DN from Michigan, Rashawn Gary, went to the Pack. Then you have Christian Wilkins that went the D tackle from Clemson to the Dolphins. That's a good pick, especially for 13. Then you had Christopher Lindsay going to Boston College.
Coming from Boston College.
Going to the Falcons. Sorry.
Giants wants to draft him. He was like, nope, I ain't playing with them fuckers.
Then the Skins picked up Dwayne Haskins.
Great pick for them.
The Panthers got Brian Burns, the edge rusher from Florida State. I was gonna say you like that pick.
I thought he was a top 10. He's a top 10 talent.
We already talked about Dexter Lawrence going to the Giants. You had Garrett Bradbury from NC State going to the Vikings. Jeremy Simmons, the really good defensive tackle from Mississippi State, who has that issue, that off the field issue stuff. But he's the one that has the video of him punching a woman when she was trying to fight his sister. He got suspended.
He's still in the draft. That's a steal of the first round. Him or Montez Sweat.
I was going to say he's a top 7-8 pick.
He's a top 2 pick. He was a top 2 talent in the draft. I heard him.
Okay.
And then you had
Sure.
Thank you.
Then you had the other tight end from Iowa, Noah Fant, going to the Broncos, which is weird. But both tight ends in the first round from the same team. That's unusual. Maryland safety Darnell Savage also went to the Packers. So the Packers are trying to build the defense and started some of the things that they need, which isn't a bad thing.
No.
Coming from a division that now all of a sudden you have to contend with the Vikings and the Bears doing things, both offensively and defensively. So you have to...
I think the Packers are also starting to check out on Rodgers because I have the feeling that Rodgers isn't coming back here. You got to start...
Well, he's signed for a couple more years. Rodgers.
Which Rodgers?
Aaron.
He just resigned.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. He signed for like 3 more years.
5.
Is it 5? No. It was 5 years. 4 more years because he's already got 1 taken care of.
Big deal.
Yeah.
The biggest deal before Russell resigned.
And then where was I? Then Washington State tackle Andre Dillard. Excuse me, I call him Dallard. Jesus Christ. Dillard went to the Eagles. Alabama State's tackle Titus Howard went to the Texans. That's actually a good pick. That kid was the best offensive lineman in that non-major conference. Then you had the running back from Alabama, Josh Jacobs, going to the Raiders in 24th.
Didn't understand that pick.
Then you had Hollywood Brown.
They had a horrible draft. I don't care what you say. You can't convince me they had a good draft.
Their later picks were all good.
They didn't have a good draft.
The Hollywood Brown went the Marquise Brown, but he's called Hollywood, from Oklahoma. The Ravens got him. Montez Sweat from Mississippi State went to the Redskins.
Between him and I can't think of his name.
Who we were just talking about?
Yeah.
The defensive.
With Jeremy Simons?
Yes. No. Yes.
Yes. Or Jeffrey Simons, excuse me.
Between those two, one of those is going to be the steal in the draft.
And then you had, who the fuck was I? Montez Sweat. That way, I just said that. Then you had Jonathan Abrams from Mississippi State, the safety, going to the Raiders. That was a good pick. Then you had Jerry Tillery, the D tackle from Notre Dame, going to the Chargers. That's a good pick. L.J. Collier, from TCU, the D end, went to the Seahawks. And you had the Giants picking Baker, that was a really good pick, I thought. Tackle from Washington, Caleb McGarry, went to the Falcons. And then N'Keal Harry, wide out from Arizona State, went to the Pats.
I'd like to pick 30, but if they're going to do that, they got to reach for a better talent. I think they should have taken Greedy Williams.
Well, Baker was rated as the best corner in this draft.
Corner. Greedy Williams is the best cover corner in this draft. Greedy Williams is a lockdown, shut you down, close cornerback. He doesn't tackle very well.
Lock him down, shut him around.
He doesn't tackle very well. But you can put him on the island. I think you'll be able to put him on an island next year, and he will be that. I got this.
Somebody who changes.
He's a Jalen Ramsey type coverer. Just not as physical, because Jalen Ramsey will stick his nose in there. Jalen Ramsey will tackle.
Not afraid of the contact.
Not at all. He sometimes is out. Sometimes to his own detriment.
Yes.
You beat me. I literally was going to say, but that bites him in the ass sometimes.
But I think he's the best cornerback in football.
No arrests yet in the shooting of the Giants draft pick.
Well, yeah, I heard about that.
Well, his teammate died. It's like, oh, shit. So technically the shooting could end up being bad for him because they haven't signed him yet.
The Giants said they said that it's all good. And
yeah, but I mean,
they will.
But just imagine if it was worse enough where, let's say, he couldn't play for like.
They still would have.
Oh, what?
I think it would have came down.
Dung 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 dung.
It would have came down to like the Dexter Fowler thing when he blew his ACL and OTAs, and they still signed him.
So the last thing I wanted to talk about football before we go to the movies is the Tyreek Hill situation that's going on. This is a very touchy subject.
Stupid.
It's everywhere, though. It's this way, it's that way, it's this way, it's that way.
NFL needs to get out of their personal business.
But the recording came out, which then makes it more viable.
It doesn't matter. NFL needs to get out of their personal business.
I understand what CD's saying, but I also understand the business aspect where they're trying to.
Well, look what they just did with Kareem Hunt.
But again,
I think they should have got out of their business there too.
And once the court settles on something, it's done.
Do you want your job in your personal business?
My job is right now in my personal business, so I can't really discuss that.
I didn't say do you want them in your personal business?
Technically, no.
Exactly. I think they should mind their business. I'm here for a job.
Before you get your job.
Although I do admit, if you're technically committing a crime, that's a different story.
Nope, because it's not a crime until you get
guilty.
Until the legal process is.
Yes, I get that. But let's just say, for you work with kids. Let's just say it's not a founded thing, but let's just say someone said you diddled a child. Why I said diddled, I apologize for that. But let's say that happened, even though you were employed there, that's going to affect your job,
yes, but that's
regardless. No, but I'm using
because I work with children.
NFL players don't work with women.
Yeah, I'm just using it as
out of their business.
Okay, I just wanted to use that as an example
because even if the courts say they're not guilty, the NFL goes, well, we
found you guilty.
Yeah, because you're a stain on what the shield represents.
Yeah, I understand they have morals clauses and all that.
I agree with what you're saying because I feel like once a court decides, the NFL should be like, okay, that's it.
If their investigation isn't more thorough.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh no, we did a more thorough one. No, you didn't. No. Guess what? They settled out of court. The person just wanted money. They got their money. Let's move on.
Well, she doesn't want money.
I know. I was
gonna say. Let's say that again.
In general.
Just,
yeah. Okay.
I was like,
again, I'm hearing things. I don't know what the fuck I just heard from you. Sorry.
That's usually what it boils down to. And I know not all cases are like this. Sometimes it's, hey, I just want him to.
Yeah. I just literally, I want to fuck your life up, basically.
Yeah.
It's someone being spiteful. In this case, it's not.
I don't know.
Technically,
I personally didn't care to listen to it.
I listen to it because I want to show purpose and stuff. And there's the one line in there that the Chiefs pretty much are gonna zero in on. I think it's where she was talking about the kid thing. Why are you why is he afraid of you? Why is he afraid of you? You should be afraid of me, bitch. Basically, that this is the woman that he punched in the stomach when she was pregnant with said child. So I mean that's where there's zero. That I have a strange feeling that's going to be the thing. Yeah, but
can you arrest him? I mean, can you? He does have a constitutional right to freedom of speech.
Yes, but that when he was in college. When he was drafted, that's part of the thing. Like, he said he was rehabilitated. This shows he's not.
Well, saying something doesn't mean he's not rehabilitated.
No, but when you in this line in this case, as I'm stammering terribly, it's one of these things that if you're gonna say it, especially in that demeanor that he said it in such a demonstrative way, it shows maybe he didn't learn. And that's why I said that's where I think the NFL and the Chiefs
taking inferences of what they think is going on.
The situation.
No.
They don't know what happened. Yeah, he could have just been saying it.
Yeah, no. It
was like the whole Johnny Depp thing.
But
Johnny Depp's ex there comes out, oh, he beat me. And turns out Johnny Depp was getting his ass kicked the whole entire fucking time.
I would let Amber Heard do whatever she wanted to me, for the record. That's another story.
Because it's not.
I would lick a hobo's butthole in Arizona.
But it's the same thing.
Go back.
It's just a double standard.
No.
The whole situation. And for all we know, she could be beating the fuck out of him. He's not going to show because he plays football. He gets his ass beat every fucking day.
Yes, I get that, but I have to keep saying, like, he got in trouble back when he was in college for that incident with that same girl punching her in the stomach while she was pregnant with that child.
But even still, like, all right, I understand all that, whatever.
But you can see why.
If you're still in that situation where you're getting your ass kicked.
No, I totally see what you're saying.
And that's why I should just stay out of the business.
But it became national news, which.
When people like TMZ break and drop this and drop that.
They drop a lot.
I hear what you're saying.
Jason always said, oh, you broke that completely. Jason sends me messages going, dude, fucking TMZ is everywhere.
Listen, TMZ would have found Obama in 2 weeks. I mean, Osama in 2 weeks. What I'm saying is,
you meant the birth certificate. That's what you meant. Political finger guns. Anyway,
I just think they should stay out of until it's settled in the court.
But you see what I'm saying, though. Like, that one line in particular is what they're going to zero in on.
I don't think you can.
Again,
You can't.
Once the court says something, you go, okay, you're guilty. Guess what? You're suspended based on this guilty verdict, and you're going to owe us a fine.
You know what it is? It's coming back to previous things from the NFL, where they think they're mightier than everything else. That's what I'm going on. I'm going on their track record.
And they're going on his track record too. If you're going to break it down that way,
no, because he has one instance in his back. The NFL has 20.
Okay, no. I get what you're saying too.
I didn't listen to it. I didn't want to. I didn't care. And this is coming from someone that grew up in that saw domestic violence firsthand. It's none of my business what him and his girlfriend went through. You don't know what and just for the sake of conversation, maybe she hit him in the head with a frying pan before he punched her in the stomach. You don't know what preceded the initial thing. You're not. No. Wait. I'm not saying that he hitting her is the
right thing. I agree.
I was going to try to give you that.
Yeah,
so I'm glad.
I want to caveat it. It's wrong. Period. Point blank. Period.
100%.
But you usually only hear one side of the story.
And that is true.
You hear two sides of the story. His side and her side. You never hear the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's skewed.
Each person tells it in their own manner.
How they saw it.
This is the line.
They always say there's three sides to a story. Side A, side B, and the right story.
Yeah. And that's and every story, regardless of what it is, that's how when there's multiple parties. History's written by
the winners. You don't go over to Germany and read about the Holocaust the same as we do.
Wait.
But talk to some of those Civil War people. They still think the South won.
Take Joe Mixon with him punching that girl in the bar.
Same thing.
With no audio, you don't know what happened.
No, okay.
Should he have hit her? Absolutely not.
Going back to the Ben Roethlisberger thing, there's no tape when there was a tape, but because there's no. The bathroom one.
Okay, you got to specify with him.
The only one there's actual tape of is his motorcycle accident because there's a street camera that catches his face going into the car. But there's that. That's it.
I'm saying, there's never a real.
Which is a different thing.
You should never hit a woman. Period.
I agree. But that's where my little point of that's where the NFL and the Chiefs are going to zero in on because he supposedly said, "Oh, I'm not that way anymore," and but you shouldn't him saying that is going to send up a fucking flag.
He's got to say that.
What? Say what?
He's got to say that.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's talking about, you should be scared of me.
Yeah. You should be scared of me, bitch.
Well,
that line. But that line.
Probably sounds like an honesty.
But it's one of those.
Hey! I'm a full grown dude. I'm scared of you, dude.
All right, let's get into.
I mean, your job is to hit people.
Not in that manner, though. Not in that manner. Not your kid. The kid is also coming out saying, "Daddy's hitting me in the chest, punching me in the chest." But I don't. You don't know if it's this or if it's this.
Either way,
I demonstrated a tap or a punch.
It's
that's what I.
Also.
No, I'm not going to say no to that.
Punching my chest all the time.
I just say it with your chest. That's all.
I got hit with a frying pan. I had a cane broken over my back.
Nice.
My grandmother picked up a pair of scissors at me.
You have that can of corn?
I got a can of corn. I got punched in the chest.
I knew about that one.
It's cultural also.
I was going to say...
I got the switch.
I was going to say my dad used to hit me with all sorts of shit. I was going to say, did your dad? Same family.
That was the big thing that I would get threatened with, but... It wasn't even dad. It was mom. Mom beat my ass.
No, it was my mother and grandmother.
Mom beat my ass.
Mom literally, when my sister got to a certain age, said, "Nope, fuck this. It's dad." Sent Sonny after us.
No, it was that grandmother.
No, my mom was like, "Nope." Apparently, it doesn't work with me. She's like, "Dad."
And see, my mom was always had the.
Also, Grandpa and Grandma laid into Jessica. And Nat listened.
Listen,
I didn't get to really experience that. So
only two people in this world ever scared me. My mother and my grandmother. My stepfather, I loved him to death before he passed away. Loved him to death.
But he didn't.
He was 6'3", 6'4". He hit harder as a fucking milk truck. Never scared of him. My grandmother, 5'3", overweight, alcoholic, arthritis.
Spitfire.
Scared the fuck out of me. My mother, 5'10", all her problems, scared the fuck out of me.
Because when they were doing it, they meant it. And that's what my mother was getting at when we were younger. She's like, well, apparently it's not working on my sister. My sister, is my sister. And you've met her, you know.
Yeah, never met her.
Love you. Love you, Jess.
Who's the sister he speaks of? So highly of. She'll fuck you up now.
I was gonna say my brother's supposed to take down the lead.
I was gonna say a lot of the shit that my sister got.
With a shovel.
I had to save my shit.
You had to what?
Saved him.
I hit my brother with a shovel. I punched him in his face multiple times.
Never fucking little brothers.
All I had was an
older brother.
No, I know. I'm thinking about it.
All I had was an older sister, and she outweighed me by about 400 pounds at some point. So
just fuck him up.
She did. I weighed 63 pounds.
About currently.
No, currently we weigh the same. Currently, I outweigh her. No, I outweigh her right now.
And now the movies.
I outweigh her.
Yeah, I think we beat this.
Calm down, Tyreek. Calm down, Tyreek. Calm down. All right, let's go to the movies. This is the part where we talk about movies that are coming out this coming weekend, and then we'll.
How much money they made? Because.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking money.
Then we'll discuss the top 10. And
just discuss top 1 because it made a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't think any other movies come out this week.
Well, we'll find out. I know what pretty much Endgame made. It was like $350, something like that.
Endgame is still making money right now.
Well, yeah, of course it is. It's an hour of movies.
Yeah, that's another million.
Pretty much. All right, but
that's another million.
This is what is this? Frickin' Mike Trout's contract?
That's another million. Yeah.
But
to the Yankees next year.
This is the part where we talk about movies that are coming out.
Giants just drafted number 7.
They drafted a cricket player.
Would have been better than Daniel Jones.
Who? Oh, I thought he was going to do it. That's what I was hoping he'd do. And then we'd say we either want to watch it like in the theater, which doesn't really happen very often. No, actually, it came out last week, so we're not talking about it. It'll only be the top 10. Calm down. Thank you. Thank you for dialing it back. I appreciate that greatly. And either we'll watch it eventually, like Redbox, HBO, blah, 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 or some variation of no. Hello. The first movie, gotta get movie voice ready, is a comedy romance when Fred Flarsky reunites with his first crush, one of the most influential women in the world, Charlotte Field. He charms her. As she prepares to make a run for the presidency, Charlotte hires Fred as her speechwriter, and sparks fly. Starring Seth Rogen, Charlize Theron, June Diane Raphael, and O'Shea Jackson Jr. in Long Shot. I'll watch this eventually.
Yeah.
I like Seth Rogen movies. And Charlize Theron's gorgeous.
I do concur.
Which part?
Charlize.
Oh, she's gorgeous. Smoking.
She's number 3 on my list.
She is.
No?
No? Is this something that you...
Oh, I'm not even going to answer no more. I never want to see shit. It'll be better when I just jump in when I want to see something.
If it's,
oh, yes. Definitely.
if it's something like really terrible, you're like, nope, stop.
No. Yeah, I'll but
you know I'm going to keep going.
You know what it is? I've run out of ways to be creative.
Just keep trying, man. Just keep trying.
You know the only way to get over that creative block you got going on
is keep working through it. Work through it.
No, push through it, man.
Plug away.
You gotta push through it.
I've been pushing through it for a year.
Push through it like you're pushing through a hymen. That's what you do.
So,
it's a myth. But anyway,
it's a myth?
Next, oh my god. Next is an animation adventure comedy family fantasy musical. Holy fuck.
Just stop.
That was a lot.
Just stop.
It's an animated adventure in which free-spirited ugly dolls confront what it means to be different and struggle with a desire to be loved and ultimately discover who you truly are is what matters most. Starring Kelly Clarkson, Nick Jonas, Janelle Monáe, Blake Shelton. Ugly Dolls.
I know, but Boston's losing by 4 already.
Oh, well, big upset. Oh.
So that's a no for all of us?
Yeah. Did you say a word?
I said no.
No.
Yeah, I said no.
No, I like creative. Me creative, no.
Negatory.
Oh.
It's best I had for that quick of a thing.
I say it in German. No.
9.
No.
Say it in Bangladeshian.
No.
Okay, I like that one better. Thank you. I don't know if Bangladeshian's a thing. I apologize to all the Bangladeshians. Next is a drama horror mystery thriller.
I say Wakanda. No.
We still on the air.
I think we are. Forever. A young married couple buy a beautiful house on several acres of land, only to find out that the man they bought it from refuses to let go of the property. Starring Dennis Quaid, Megan Good, Michael Ealy, and Joseph Sikora, the Intruder. Wow. While he's hawking insurance for you at the same time.
He's not leaving your TV. Buy the insurance. Actually, I will watch this eventually.
I'm going to watch this eventually.
This is what eventually.
I say eventually, which probably means
When it shows up somewhere.
I still haven't seen Us.
I haven't either.
And I wanted to see that. I haven't seen Glass. I wanted to see that.
I want to see that too.
I see that as well.
Next is a drama. Wow. That's just a drama.
Alright, this is on the docket now. Alright,
here we go. A pair of twin brothers from East LA choose to live their lives differently and end up on opposite sides of the law. Starring Logan Arevalo, Jose Pablo Cantillo, Tom Carey, and David Castaneda. El Chicano. I've seen the trailer for this. It actually looks pretty good. It's like a machete type movie. That's pretty fair. Just with guns instead of knives.
You're Machete.
Machete don't text. Love that movie. Seriously, dude. I love both Machete movies.
No.
So, anybody gonna... I'll watch this eventually.
I don't know.
This seems like a movie Amazon Prime will jump all over, and I'll probably watch it there.
Yeah.
It's not screaming to me.
Is that a screaming Mimi?
No. No.
I apologize for that one, too. Next! My lord.
Okay.
Open on limited release. Documentary. The life of Mikhail Gorbachev, the 8th and final president of the Soviet Union in chronological order. Starring Mikhail Gorbachev, shocker, Werner Herzog, Ronald Reagan, because he's still alive, and Margaret Thatcher, meeting Gorbachev.
I've met.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I met his mark on his forehead. Is that too much? Are we gonna get hacked now for me saying this?
You can win the presidency.
Nice. That's fucking awesome.
Hello.
So that's a no for that movie?
Being negatory, I do the documentaries, but
I'm not gonna.
what?
What'd you win?
Jumbo bowling.
Oh, nice.
It's lawn bowling. It's a drinking game.
Yes, it is.
I
was gonna say one day when we come here, we can turn it into a drinking thing. Sadly, though, I don't think we'll use the balls. We'll just throw ourselves in the pit. Yeah, we'll just throw ourselves, or somebody will slide somebody across the floor. Yes. Now we have to do that. We'll just slide the table this way a little bit. I don't know why I sounded like a cat, but still, here we go. Next movie. Next movie. Under limited release. It's a drama. Mythical account of the life of Buddy Bolden, the first cornet king of New Orleans, starring Gary Carr, Eric LeRae Harvey, Ian McShane, and Michael Rooker Bolden. Oh boy, I'm looking at that next one. Don't give it away. I want to say no on this one. I just want to get to the next one because the names are going to be great. No. Next is an action drama war movie from 2018.
That's releasing now.
It's a foreign film. Life and intrigue in ancient Chinese court. That is literally the entire description of the movie. Starring Xiao Dang, Li Sun, Ryan Zhang, and Qian Wang. Shadow.
Min approves.
Min, oh, wow. A Big Bad Brad Power Over Love reference. I like it. I like it. And then the last one, I don't really need to. It's a sci-fi movie. Yeah, fuck it. We're not gonna worry about that one. We're gonna bypass that one. Name of the movie is called Clara. All right, so now here's the top 10. Excuse me, 12. Really? Fuck it. Sorry. Here's the top 10 from last week. This movie, one movie ticket was purchased here at this table. It made $357.1 million total in one weekend. Avengers Endgame.
Oh, surprise!
I meant to say Boo 2, Medea, Halloween. That's what I meant, Boo 2. That was the one that made that much in one weekend.
Oh. My community returned that for them. Twice.
Jesus fuck. You got nothing from him on that. I expected something. Coming in second place, and it's 8. Wait, what did you think of the movie?
Without spoiling it?
Yeah, don't spoil. Just on a scale of 1 to 10.
Spoil that shit.
Don't spoil
this. It was a good movie, and so I was a little let down, honestly.
Okay.
I felt like
you were not the first person I've heard a little let down from.
Spoil that shit.
Don't spoil it.
No, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Spoil it.
Just go to Shady McCoy's Twitter feed. You fucking see. You'll see the live tweet of the entire.
I didn't delete it because you got recorded.
I think he did delete it. I think he was made to delete it. I think Twitter was like, do you want your account? Because
we got a lot of nerds on this shit.
Yeah.
And they gonna kill you. They gonna hack your shit. They're gonna delete your accounts.
That was pretty much the threat that was happening. It was like one of those things where they were threatening dark secrets that they already hacked into a system and found.
Of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Then you will like it.
Definitely a watch.
Okay. So coming in second.
I will watch it again.
Okay, I will watch it. Actually, I have to watch one other movie before I can get there.
I gotta watch
the next one?
I gotta watch like 17 other ones.
Coming in second place, and it's 8th.
Marvel has announced that they will have 22.
They're gonna do all 22 movie. Yeah, for the end, it's gonna be the Endgame pack. Yeah. It's gonna have the Infinity Gauntlet, and it's gonna have all that shit on, it's gonna have it all on the outside.
That would be something I have to look at.
Did you also see Brie Larson's outfit for the premiere?
No.
She had a bracelet on, and the bracelet attached to rings, and all the rings were the colors of the Infinity Gauntlet, and so was the one right here. It was one of those little tiny things that someone goes, anybody notice Brie's hand? And they zoomed in, and that's what it was. I was like, oh.
She's adorable.
She's very, yes, I would do many things. Many.
I would do many things to her.
I like how you went away from the meatloaf. I thank you, Bob Bitch Tits. All right, speaking of her, in its 8th week out, it's made 413.8, 8.3. It's moved back up to number 2, Captain Marvel.
Oh, surprise!
That's basically what probably happened.
There was like dual showings of.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's like. They only showed Endgame though, because that's 3 hours.
No, someplace show both of them then. Galaxy maybe.
Well, yeah, places like that will do it. Yeah. There was one place for $100. I can't remember what city it was that was letting you stay for 2 days and watch all the movies all the way till the Endgame premiere. I'm like, that's a lot of fucking money, but at the same time, that's a great idea. You basically turn into a community because they only sold like 40 tickets because they wanted people to stay.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool.
You're gonna get people getting snacks. So you're making banks still.
Yeah, they were allowing like people to leave. Like they were giving them like a half hour in between some movies. So
sit there in a pitch black room.
I thought that was a
giant screen going.
I thought that was a fucking great idea.
Oh my God! 14 years later, guys.
It's like 22 movies, and the average is 2 hours and 10 minutes each.
I just want to know how many people get done.
Listen, if you're doing that, you don't have a job.
That's true. Coming in 3rd place in its 2nd week out, it's 41.8 total. Oh, yeah, we didn't do movies last week because of the fucking fuck up. Again, apologies for last week. It's made 41.8. It's made $8 million total. The Curse of La Llorona. That's a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's made 41.8. I like that horror movies are starting to make money again. Because remember, for years, they weren't making anything.
It's because they kind of
lost their way.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you like horror movies, you'll watch anything. Like I do. Christ. I started watching a movie last night. And I was like, man, this is so terrible. Man, I can't look away. It was like Attack of the Killer Donuts. It's like one of those type of horror movies. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was a random movie that I picked on Amazon Prime, and it's only like a 58-minute long movie, which also should tell you a little bit of that backstory. But anyway, I'm like 20 minutes into it. And I'm like, man, this is fucking terrible. But man, I can't look away, and I'm like, all right.
I've done that with many clubs.
And the next thing I know, it's like 2 hours later, and it's like on like a random advertisement on Amazon. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Because if it stays idle for a while when you're watching a movie, it'll play an ad. It was for that. It was for the show Hannah, which I loved the movie.
I did enjoy the movie.
The movie was great.
Never seen it.
Anyway, coming in fourth in its second weekend out, it's made 26.6 total, 6.8 over the weekend. Breakthrough. What was that?
It's Breakthrough.
I did. How? What? My lord, man. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, being related to me is like the 8th one.
Make yourself too high.
Wow. Wow. Actually, wait. I gotta ask which direction you mean. Like actually lower on the list, which is better for me, or higher on the list? Oh, like lower, like 3rd, 4th, or like lower, like 12th, 13th. Like 12th, 13th. Yeah. Oh, that's a compliment. Thank you. That's why I had to ask. Coming in 5th, it's made 131.2 in its 4th weekend, or total in its 4th weekend out. 5.6. Shazam! You saw that too, right?
No, I had not.
What's that you said you did?
My son wanted to.
That was what it was. Okay. Yep.
I was like, I know, this can wait until
video or DVD when it comes out. Coming in 6th in its 5th weekend out, it's made 107.3. It made 3.5 over the weekend. Dumbo.
I want to watch it still.
There's some places that are actually going to do like a dual thing of Dumbo and the Lion King, which is a cool idea too.
I'm a giant fan of Tim Burton, so
I could tell by your defense of Johnny Depp, because you can't have one without the other.
I mean, they were attached to the penis.
They were docking. Anyway, coming in 7th. Oh, I can't believe I said that. It's 3rd weekend out. It's a movie about a kid, so I don't know. It's made 35.9 total. It made 3.5 over the weekend.
Brad rolled his R with his butt.
Little. It's a movie called Little. You remember we talked about this one? Yeah. Coming in 8th.
You little.
Oh, I see it every day. Not from you. It just runs in the family.
I know. Runs in the family. Caves.
Jesus Christ. Coming in 8th, it's made 52.6 total, 1.3 over the weekend. Its 4th weekend out, the remake of Pet Sematary. In 9th place, I don't know. It's okay. 9th place is made 172.9 total, 1.2 over the weekend. Its 6th weekend out, Us.
How much did it make?
It 1.2 over the weekend, but it's made 172.9.
I thought that's what you said.
172.9, huh?
That's pretty good.
I mean, it's not
I know. They made that in 3.5 days.
In-game just made that yesterday.
Yeah.
Over a 3-hour block.
Yeah, which is one showing. That's 2 showings of Us.
You know they're over $1 billion internationally.
Yeah. That's nuts. And then 10th in its 2nd weekend out, 5.8. It's made 1.1. I said this is one thing that I think Gabrielle would watch because it's about penguins. Penguins.
That's a good name for a movie about penguins.
We talked about it a couple weeks ago.
It makes sense.
So let's go to. Oh, you fucking fuck!
Did you see?
I went back when I shouldn't have.
Did you see? They announced some of the things that are going to be on Disney Plus
No.
for the streaming.
No. I know Marvel's going to be on it.
They got some Marvel like TV shows that are going to be like they're going to do a Hawkeye TV show.
Are they going to revive some of the ones that were taken off of Netflix?
I don't know. broadcast anything specific about that.
I saw that coming up in one of the X-Men movies. Like Fantastic Four is going to be in.
I hope so.
I know that's a part of the thing, but they were on opposite. Yeah.
Well, now that they can do all this stuff.
Yeah.
But, they haven't really slated that much into this next chapter of Marvel.
Into your chapter.
Holy shit!
At least released it anyways.
Just yesterday alone, Marvel Endgame made $90.3 million. If I add up every other movie that was out, I guarantee you it doesn't add up to 90.
It does.
Just to look at the thing.
Every other movie
that's out in the theater.
Every other movie that's out in the theater.
The next highest made
the next highest made 2.
But how many other movies? There's, 100?
Hang on.
500 movies out?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You just look at the totals, though. These ones at the bottom.
They're making like $300.
9,
Every
10, 11,
out,
12, 13, 14. Everyone that's in the theater. Like, these are all the ones that are in the theater. There's... It's like 47 other movies out.
There's more than that out, for sure.
These are all the ones that are registering with 1 theater, 2 theaters, and more. These are all on the registered theater list. 4,662, which I believe is almost every single theater in America. Because if I remember correctly, there's 4,700 theaters total in this country. In Canada also. So they're basically every single one. And it made 90.3 just yesterday. So I'm just going to go down the list. I'm not even going to say the movies real quick. 2.3 million, 2.1 million, 2 million, 1.6, 1.1, 999,000, 375,000, 348,000, 315,000, 286,000, 170, 149,000, 105,000, 89,000, 83,000, 83,000, 75,000, 60,000, 48,000, 46,000, 35,000, 35,000, 35,000. 26,000, 25,000, 17,000, 13,000, 12,000, 12,000, 12,000, 10,000, 8,000, 8,000, 7,000, 7,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 1,900, 1,700, 1,100, $800, and then all $100, except for the last one, $9. One ticket! Then all those movies combined.
No. One showing of this made more than some movies did.
Well, it says here they were
in like its entirety in the theaters.
They were averaging $19,000 per movie. Like per time it was showing, they were averaging that much per movie. The next closest one, in the top 10 anyway, if my mouse isn't working, in the top 10, the next closest one was $903 per movie. And that's weird. Fucking weird. And another superhero movie, Shazam, was right there too. Still raking in 5th on the day. Like movies that are still in theaters. Hellboy actually is a bomb with only 21 million now. That's it.
I don't think
it's not Ron Perlman.
I agree. I like him as an actor. Not Ron Perlman, but it's tough to follow Ron. It's like if somebody took Ryan Reynolds' place.
You're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, no, you're not. You can wait a decade and 12 years, 13 years, 14, 15 years.
What their plan is with Logan, I mean, it's hard to replace Hugh Jackman because you think of Hugh Jackman when you think of
because he's been fucking since the 90s.
And that's why they're trying to, their idea is to go a different route with it, which is what you have to do.
Yeah, you have to.
A character.
It's going to be a Pakistani. I'm just saying.
It's going to be a true Canadian.
Eh?
It'll be Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, that would be fucking hilarious. So fucking funny. If he plays... You should write that in. Be like, you got to have Ryan Reynolds play Wolverine. Just saying. I'm looking at movies that are still out that were... How to Train Your Dragon is still out in 282 theaters. 5 Feet Apart still in 259.
You're 5 feet apart.
Hello. Lego Movie 2, which is actually still in a local theater, in 179. So our local theater is one of 179 in the country.
Really?
Still playing Lego Movie 2. Holy shit. Alita is still in 83 theaters. Isn't it romantic? Oh, Tyler Perry's A Medea Family Reunion still in 77. It's up to 73 million. They made 10,000 just yesterday. Fighting with My Family still in 60. Green Book is still in 45, even though it's on DVD.
Yeah, it's on the DVD,
They save money that way. They just project it.
I got one of those fancy projectors.
Yeah,
It's in the storage closet in the back.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Nope. Ray said something to me again earlier. He called me a bitch earlier. But anyway, that's it for today. Hope everybody enjoyed the show today. Thank you, Keith, for being back on the show. We appreciate it, intern Kenneth. So if you want to talk to us at all, you listen here at Spreaker.com/show/nauticalpodcast. You can talk to us on the app there. You can hit the little follow tab while you're there, so that way you know whenever we go live. Chat with us through Facebook, Facebook.com/nauticalpodcast. You can tweet at us on that Twitter thingy at nauticalpod. We post very rarely, but every once in a while on Instagram at nauticalpodcast. We subscribe to a YouTube channel, which this also shows up on. Well, very nice. Which is Not a Clue, all one word podcast. That's for the second. This is also available on some startup place called iTunes. It might work. It could. Apple. Run by Mr. Apple is just a.
Is that Mr. Peanut's cousin?
No.
Mr. Cousin?
Yes, exactly.
I always thought for the jeans, those boots.
Hey, before we go, congratulations are in order to your brother, his lovely young lady, who will be getting married this week.
Yes, they will be.
Have a great day, guys.
On the beach. Yes, congrats.
Congrats to you guys.
Congrats, Brandon and Chrissy.
I'm tired.
I know they've only been together since like 1812.
Maybe you'll stop asking me for child support for my kid.
He should have waited until after football season starts, because after you're married, the certain part of the taco truck thing will have to stop. Because marriage that cuts that off instantly. The moment I do comes out, it's I don't.
It does. He's not wrong. Right, Aaron?
Right. It was pretty much already out after being together for.
Also very valid, but he was saying he was reaping the benefits from it, so now that the taco truck's back open, he really wants to reap the benefits from it. Maybe on the wedding night he might, but that's about it.
Nope.
No, because the kids are going to be there.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, they should have their own room, all the kids.
But if it runs in the family, it's only going to be a few seconds. That's pretty much what it sounds like. It's gonna be me. But are you okay over there?
I'm okay.
But thank you guys for listening. Tune in next Monday. We'll be back. Hopefully, we're all back.
It should be.
Unless we get canceled somehow. Spreaker's like, you know what? Keep your money.
Black Lives Matter. Wakanda forever.
Have a good one, everybody.
No, Wakanda. No.
Say it in Bangladeshian.
Just come off.
No.
Say it.
Koreans. No.